I should have known a book with Vikings was gonna start out like this. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, The Road of Bone, Ashen series, Chapter 1. Holy fuck balls, Batman. Okay, so listen, if y'all are new here, I'm gonna fuck up just about every single name of a person, town, place, or thing. Just lean into it, it'll be okay. We normally get it right by the end. All right, so we start out, we meet Scylla Norvik or something. All right, she's like a 20-year-old girl. She sees dead people. What the fuck is happening? So she's a little baker. Ernisha, you good? Yeah. He's scared as shit. So she's like a baker girl, right? She's having a really shitty fucking week. She like burnt her finger, some other shit's happening, and then now the bells are fucking ringing and shit, and they gotta go into town, right? So she's going into this fucking town, and she's kind of looking ahead, and she's very like introverted, right? She doesn't really want to talk to too many people. She's just trying to get her work done, you know what I'm saying? Not be seen, if you're here following me, right? So she going into town and she's just kind of following this little blonde girl, right? And she's following, they get into town, they see all the people, and they see like the Klenar or something, Klenar, Elnar, big old fucking guards and scary motherfuckers with furs and pads and muscles and axes and really scary motherfuckers, right? And they're the guards and basically like the brute squad of King Ivar, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, I'm still trying to figure everything out. We'll get there with me though. Okay, so they go in there and the bells are ringing, and think of like Salem witch trials, okay? Yeah. So they got three females, and they got them all tied up, and the goth, it comes out and says, all right, these people are witches. And the crowd is, yeah, the witches, we kill the witches. Like, what do they do to become witches here? Like, do we see them like conjuring some shit? Like, what do they do? Like, what do they do? I don't understand. But anyway, so the guy goes up and he like cuts them and drips the blood into a bowl and then puts the runic on the blood in the bowl and then I think spilled the blood on their head and yeah. And this starts happening. And then as this starts happening, they get done, and then they're like, oh, when she walked in, the Klenar people handed them big stones and shit, and then death by stoning. So they bled them, ruined them, dropped the blood on them, and then said, throw the stones, and then people started yeeting, and Scylla, she's like, I won't throw a motherfucking stone, and then the little blonde girl is like, if you don't throw the stone, you're gonna get a whipping, and your skin can't handle the whipping post, and she's like, bet, you're right. So she just kind of like, yeets us, doesn't really look, right? And then after all this happens, an eclipse fucking happens. Now, of course, it's just an eclipse, but they believe in some people believe in the old gods, right? So the eclipse is a sign. And this guy named Tolvik, he opens his mouth and says, you motherfuckers pissed off the gods and shit. And they're like, oh, hell no. They grab his ass, bring him up on the motherfucker, and the god is like, you're not supposed to be talking shit like this. And they string him up and they cut out his fucking tongue. What is happening? This is chapter 1, Demi Winters. I love it. This is great. So, blood, and then they eat him and blood and the ruining the blood, and then they take his shirt and lift it up, and they put on like this gauntlet and just then cross the. I don't even know if I can say this on Tiki Talkie. And his insides become his outsides. And she's like, fuck this shit, I gotta go. And then as she's fucking leaving, because this is a lot of shit to deal with, right? As like a 20-year-old and shit, like, fuck. She starts to leave, and this other person, like Bera, I believe is the name, who works at the bakery, is like, that was a very crazy day. Who wants to go get a cup of roux? Like, let's just go get a cup of tea. Fuck, chapter 1, wow. Join me, chapter 2 coming up. 2 chapters in and Ernisha still ain't coming. Ernisha gonna have some battle damage at the end of this book if this fucking pace keeps up. Holy crap. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 2, the Ashen series. Okay, let's get into this. All right, so we saw the unwitching and the stoning, and then Tolvik opened his mouth, and then the non-tonguing and the insides to the outsidesing, and then the leaving, and she went to get some roux with fucking Brio, right? And she's fucking looking for dad. She's like, where the fuck is my dad? And we kind of find out the story that she's going by a different name. She's going by Catrin, and her dad's going by Hofner, I believe. And she ends up going into the stables and meeting the stable hand, and they're having a conversation and just kind of edgy. And the guy seems pretty cool. She's just there having a conversation. And then dad shows up, right? So dad shows up, and his Hofner, and dad's like, hey, it's time for us to bounce out. Like I said, we got the story. They're like in their own version of witness protection or some shit. They're just jumping from town to town. They stay for a little while, do the odd jobs, and then they collect some money, and then they bounce out, right? Well, dad's like, hey, it's time for us to motherfucking go. We gotta head, I believe it's up north to motherfucking Copa. And she's like, what did you say? That's a long ass, like, why we gotta go? And he's like, listen, just fucking do what I say. We gotta do this and shit. And she's like, why can't we go to like Rackford? I think it's Rakeford or something. She's, dad, just listen to what I say. All right, so they as they're getting ready to fucking leave, all of a sudden 6 motherfucking dudes show up. The Clinton are with the bear furs and the scary tattoos and the double braids and the axes and the brute squad type motherfuckers, right? And they walk in and they're like, Thomas. And they're like, well, my name's not Thomas, my name's Havner, how about? And they're trying to, like, don't play with me, bitch. Listen, the queen wants the girl. Like, look, it's her. Like, what do you mean it's her? It's not her. And the guy's like, yeah, look, there's this scar. She got a scar, I guess, on her eyebrow right here. That's an identifiable mark for something. And they're talking about the queen wants her. And Thomas is like, over my dead body. And they're like, we can oblige. And this fight ends up kind of going outside, and he's fucking attacking everywhere. He's super fast. He's blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden he's like, you gotta run. So she goes to take off running, and all of a sudden and she gets freaking choked, and not in the good way, right? And she's just, no, and she sees her dad fucking fighting and jiting and popping and blopping, and all of a sudden darkness comes, and she passes the fuck out. And then she wakes up and smells like the coppery ting of blood and earth and shit. And she looks around, and it is a massacre. It is crimson red everywhere, puddles everywhere. Shit is all just motherfucking jacked up and shit, right? And then she's like, oh shit, where's my dad? Now Daddy Thomas, hell, he's barely making it. He's like, go get my helvrit. I think it's what it's called, a huvrit. Fucking names up. It's like a little thing. And so she gets that, and he's like, now remember what I said. You gotta fucking run. Go to my mattress. There's some shit in there, and take your ass to Copa. And oh yeah, the bad guys, they even said like, you don't even know who this guy is. He's not even your kin. And then he's like, hey, listen, we might not have been kin, but I loved you. Now fucking run. So she takes off fucking running. So this is 2 chapters, folks. Fuck. Jonas chapter 3 coming up. Okay, it takes 3 chapters before we finally get a little breather, is all I'm gonna say. Holy crap. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, the Ashen series, chapter 3. Okay, so listen, she makes it to her house after her dad's like, you gotta run, right? So she goes to the house, and then the little blonde girl is sitting in the corner again. I say that, people. Okay, so she's sitting there and like, all right, we got to get out of here. And she starts packing her shit up. She's like taking the bread and the stuff and the cheese and all the stuff you take on a wild adventure to go all the way north to motherfucking Copa and shit. But she's like, I don't know why I got to go to Copa. And she's like, wait, mattress. That's right. So she goes to pull her knife out of her boot. Now, the crazy thing is she can get the knife out of her boot this time, no problem. But when the fighting started earlier, she couldn't get the knife out. She was like, what's happening? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Make you wonder, right? So anyway, so that happens. So she pulls the knife out, and then she opens up the mattress, and she starts feeling around. She's like, oh, what's in here? She finds a little bag of coins, and she finds a note. And the note is like, hey, friend, you and your family, if you get up here, we'll get you into a shield house, and we'll make sure everything's taken care of. Your friend. Like, what? What is happening? Okay, so there are people that are waiting for her. So there's got to be like part of a revolution or something else. And then she's like, okay, why are these people willing to help us? And why am I finding out that the queen is trying to kick me, right? Like, what is going on to this poor girl and shit? So she's like, okay, I guess we're ready to go. I got my little blonde, ghosty person girl, right? And she's like, okay, it's time to go. And as she's going, she hears a big old fucking like a twitch. Oh shit, there's somebody here. And then she kind of waits and hides it out and there's nobody there. And then she opens up the door and she's looking. And now we're going on an adventure on the Vindru Road. And we're going north. First stop, we got to go through the Twisted Pine Forest. I believe that's our adventure. So that chapter was our first kind of like chill chapter, but fucking buckle up, folks, because this shit ain't getting any easier. Who changes the dosage after 10 years after a traumatic day in the middle of the woods? That makes no sense to me. Anyway, let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, The Road of Bone, Ashen series, chapter 4. Okay, so Scylla, she's packed her shit up. I packed my bags, I'm ready to go. My daddy Thomas, he ain't coming no more. Oh my God, this life flip turned upside down. All right, so we're in the Twisted Pine Forest and she's walking with our little ghost friend. Can we give Blondie a name? Like, we'll call her Blondie for now. So anyway, they're walking and she's kind of like reminiscing her motherfucking life and all this shit that she heard. Like, wait, if fucking Thomas or Hafner isn't my dad, then who the fuck is my dad? And why the fuck am I going north? Or why the fuck am I doing this? Or why the fuck am I doing, like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And the little girl is like, come on, we just gotta keep walking. And we're talking about this forest with the scary trees and grim wolves and vampire deer and scallywags and broods and thieves and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my fucking everything in this forest and shit. So she's walking. Little bear, funny John, walking through the forest. She's just walking through the fucking forest with a little ghost friend, right? And then she's been walking for days, well, not for days, but she's walking and now she's fucking tired. And she sees at one point, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this last chapter. When she left, she found a hammer. She picked up a hammer as a weapon. She's like, that's a good tool. Hammer. I'm gonna beat some people. So she got her a hammer, right? So she goes, and as she's walking, an owl comes flying behind her like, she's like, oh shit, she about to, no, fuck, that's just an owl. I'm a little jumpy right now. Hey, what does the owl mean, little ghosty friend? And the little ghosty friend's like, it means you need some motherfucking sleep, sis. So she's like, you know what? That's a great idea. I'm gonna get me a little nap. So she goes a little bit deeper into the woods and finds like a tree, a little mossy spot to kind of sit down. And she has some of her hard cheese, a little bit of bread and some stuff. And then she got a little vial on her neck. Now, the little vial has a plant. Now, I don't know what the plant is yet. They might have said it, but I'll fuck up the name anyway. But it's a happy plant, okay? We're going to call it her rune plant, all right? So for the last 10 years, her dosage on the rune plant is one motherfucking leaf. It's been for 10 years, one motherfucking leaf. But after all the trauma today, she's like, you know what? I need a 2-leaf. And I feel that. But I don't know if you should go from 1 leaf to 2 leaf in the middle of the woods, excuse me, when you ain't got like no protection. I'm just saying, did we really thought this through? But she's like, you know, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. So she takes the 1 leaf and she just puts it inside her mouth and she chews on it and activates it and starts, and another one. And then it ends, and it literally ends with her, what's the fucking word? It just says, she stripped out of her skin, the burden on her shoulders left behind, and for the moment, Scylla just was. Woman, we are just wasing in dark, scary motherfucking forest. In a red cloak. I forgot to, she's got a red cloak on. Not very, a green would be good. But anyway, digressing, chapter 5 coming up. Holy shit, this book starts out wild. We're in 5 chapters. We've had 4 public executions, a massive fight in public, and now a fucking... What is happening in this story, folks? Join us today on Wise Beyond the Story, The Road of... I see why it's called The Road of Bones now with all this that's happening. Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 5. Holy crap. Okay, so she woke up. And she's with Scylla. She wakes up and she's in the forest still, and she's walking north with her little red cape that you see. And she hears the clinkety-clackety of some fucking horses and shit. And she's like, oh shit, duck. So she fucking ducks, right? And she's like, man, I really wish I didn't have this red cloak right now. But the people are talking about going north and finding the blood axe crew. Whatever the fuck a blood axe crew is. People with axes and blood on them, probably. But anyway, so they just walk by and she manages to get by. And then she's, me and little girl are walking through the forest. This little blonde girl is a freaking ghost. So they're walking through the forest, right? And the little girl's talking and she's like, you tired? I'm tired. Let's eat some lunch. So they eat some lunch. And then they start walking. And then she's like, I feel like something's following us. Well, fuck yeah, something's following you. It's probably scary too. And then they finally find a spot and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna need to take me a break again. I'm tired. Little girl's like, yeah, I don't know why the little girl's gotta go. She's a ghost, but okay, go relieve yourself. Or maybe I read that wrong. I don't know. But she leaves. And once again, she decides it's nighttime. And she's gonna take her little rune leaf and eat it. But instead of just one, she decides, nope, I'm still having a rough day and I need to have two. So she has two of her little rune leaves. And then all of a sudden, she goes to sleepy sleep and all is good. And then she's having some dreams and she's kind of remembering conversations with her dad and things going on. And then all of a sudden, snap, crackle, pop. Oh shit, hello, little. There's some big scary guys. They're like, what are you doing out here with no motherfucking chaperone and all this other bullshit? Because, that was the time, I guess. It's not supposed, I'm stupid. But anyway, digressing. So she's like, this would be the time you say my big scary brother or a rune dannon type figure would come and they'll be coming back. But she doesn't use those lines right away. And they start talking and she's like, I'm gonna protect myself, and takes out her hammer and goes, bam, and she hits the guy on the, and he's like, oh shit, but then bam, and she takes a backhand to the face, like boom, like woo, knocked her head around backwards if she would have had one, like that's how hard. So she on the ground, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh no, and then the biggest, a fucking grim wolf just fucking comes out of nowhere and just goes to motherfucking Tizzlenown and just gone. And she sees this and goes, holy fucking shitballs, Batman. She takes off like she's fucking Usain Bolt. Okay, matter of fact, she's leaving Usain Bolt like if Usain Bolt was racing me. Okay? Like, boom, that motherfucker gone. But she kind of went in the wrong direction when she realizes, okay, maybe I calm down, and she's like, all right, I gotta figure out where the fuck to go. So now she's lost in the motherfucking woods, and I don't know where to go. And you can die if you get lost in the woods, because let's just be real, you fucking lost and shit. So she's like, let me see. And she's trying to use her skills and shit that daddy taught her. Well, her not daddy, Thomas taught her. And she's like, no moss, no water, no this. And look up, I can't see the sun because it's overcast. Fuck, what's up? And all of a sudden she hears, go, go, go. Oh, it's some motherfucking birds. And the birds are flying in a V formation. And she's like, oh, those are the fucking super duper flying geese that hibernate during this time of the year. And I know that they're the speckled belly warblers or some shit. I don't really know, I'm sorry. But that means that they're flying this way, so I should follow them because they're remigrating north. And yeah, so she goes that way, and then she finds the road, and she's like, all right, cool, cool, cool. But I don't want to be on the road. So she goes back into the forest, and then her and her little ghost say, okay, we not stopping no more. We are walking. We are walking after midnight. And we not stopping until we get to Wreckford. And that's where we end off. And she's like, these boots are made for walking, and that's what we're going to do. So she's going there. Join us next time. Fuck, what an intro. 5 chapters. Wow. Oh my God, let me tell you. Me, Timmy, and Rune, we met so many fucking interesting people today. Let's get right into it. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, The Road of Bones, chapter 6. Okay, so we start out and we meet fucking Skara, right? Skara Cleaver-tongue. I think it's Clever-tongue or Cleaver. Yeah, Clever-tongue, right? So she in the Wreckford mead hall. Now we find out she is like a mercenary or a contract assassin or some shit. I don't really know exactly what they're gonna like categoricalize or call her and shit. But anyway, so she's up in this meat hall and she's looking for her target, right? And then she's getting very, very impatient because she's bored. We find out she'd been like tracking this dude for like 3 months, right? And she's tired of Rickford. Rickford had nothing but fish. So I really feel her because I'm not really a fishy type of eating person. And she's just like, I eat fish and then I eat more fish and then more fish and then more fish and then more fish and then I eat whale steak and then I eat more fish. Damn it, I just want a regular, like for real, can we just get a regular steak? Like I'm a regular steak kind of guy, right? So anyway, so she's sitting there, right? And then as she's getting very bored and impatient, her sister whispers in her ear like, hey, listen, just chill the fuck out. It's just gonna be all right. Wait for the rabbits to get into the trap. And she's like, okay, yeah, you're right. And then as that happens, 4 of the fucking Clinier dudes all fucking come in and she's like, oh my God, fuck this shit. These dudes are gonna fuck some shit up. These dudes always be fucking some shit up, right? So, and then as that happens and she sees that, I guess that also like confirms her suspicion of the dude being a gladra, something like that. I guess I'm not really sure what these terms mean yet. We're still learning, but they're wondering if this dude's a gladra. And I think that's her mark that she's looking for, right? So then that happens, and then all of a sudden, we hear this like thud, 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 and she looks down, and this dude, King's Clawman, like this dude got some crazy boots, right? This dude fucking walks in the room, and she's like, fuck, not these assholes. Like, fuck, like her day's just gone from shitty to even shittier. Like, right? So she's sitting there and she's looking down and the dude just straight up looks at her and is like, hey, what's up, bitch? And she's like, fuck. And she's like, hey, I got my fucking job for you. And as that happens, her fucking mark takes off and boom! She's like, motherfucker, you just ruined my cover. Thanks, bitch. And she's like, hey, I don't give 2 fucking shits. You got a new assignment directly from the queen. And she's like, okay, what's the assignment? She's like, listen, we're looking for a woman, a female of 20 winters with the curly brown hair, and she got a little scar, right? Like, this is some important shit. Like, we're trying to find her. It's so important. You're going to get all that you need, and you can even go up in Copa to the garrison and talk to fucking Commander Thord if you need more peeps for this mission, right? Like, that's how important it is. And then he hands her a note, right? And the queen's just saying like, you know, yeah, this is important. Do fucking this shit now. This is all that matters. Go to the dude. More information. Listen, when a briefing comes down with more information to follow, shit's about to get fucking real. So, and she reads it and she's like, all right, well, let's go to Copa and take me to fucking Thord. So, I feel the build up already. All right, anyway, join me, chapter 7, coming up. Scylla, why do you keep bringing fucking Carol Ann back? I don't understand it. Why? We'll figure it out maybe. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, The Road of Bones, chapter 7. Okay, so we're back with Scylla and she's walking through the woods. Now she is trying to little engine that could herself. She's like, you can do it, you can do it. Don't give up. Her ankle hurts, her fucking back swollen. She's tired as fuck, boss. She's hungry. And you'd think like she's trying to motivate herself to get through it. And of course, she got a little ghost friend, right? We dubbed her Carol Ann, like from fucking Poltergeist, because honestly, what value is this girl right now? She's causing so many problems. I don't get it. She's just like, man, you know, it would be fucking cool if we had some food, some like sweet rolls. What else did I write down? Like sweet rolls and cheese. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what is your point at this? What? It even said it in the book. Like, what is your value? Like, what is your point at this time? What's your value added, right? And she's like, you know what? Listen, don't get mad at me. I'm just saying what you're thinking. Like, bitch, I'm trying not to think it because it's fucking me up and shit. So she starts doing that. And then she's like, you know what? I would like some chicken too, like chicken and herbs. And at this point, I'm so frustrated. I'm thinking of taking one of them fucking rune leaves just to make a little fucking Carol Ann go away, right? But we can't do that anyway. So we digressing. So she keeps walking and then we find a running stream. Remember, the water's gotta be running. Never drink stagnant water. You'll get motherfucking dysentery and you'll be Oregon Trailing yourself. You've died of dysentery. I used to have a show like that. Anyway, okay, digressing. So she finds the water and she sucks it all up and she drinks so much water she's not hungry anymore. I had to do that one time. And when I was in the military, like there was no food around. I was on a motherfucking hill or breakfast wasn't until drank so much water. I was pissing so much. Okay, anyway, digressing. So anyway, here we go. Where were we? So she's finally drinks some water and then she starts to hear some noise and she's like, oh shit. So she's like, oh shit, there's a road over there. Maybe I'm gonna go. She's like, fuck it, we're pretty close. I hear lots of people. So it's not like it's isolated. So she's like, shit. So she kind of walks out and she goes up on the motherfucking road, right? Now she goes up on the road, this wagon stops. And this is where we meet, I'm gonna fuck her name up, y'all. I'm sorry, Vigis. Vigis is like, hey, what's up, girly girl? And she's like, oh shit, what's up? And she's like, hey, you look like you need some help. What you doing here? And she's like, listen, I gotta kind of get like north and shit. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. I tell you what, where are you trying to go? And she's like, oh, I'm just trying to get to like Rakeford from now. And she's like, okay, cool. You want to ride? And she's like, wait, for what? And she's looking at her and stuff. And she's like, yeah, just get the fuck in, right? She's like, all right, cool, bet. So she gets in the back and she got her nephew Dale Dalla back there, right? And then they got a bunch of chickens, but these chickens make some special eggs, like winter eggs. So they're sitting back there, and then Dolly's like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just tired and shit. So they have a quick conversation, and then she feels kind of safe, right? And it's like, cool. They have a conversation about the winter eggs, and then she rack out and fall asleep. All of a sudden, we hear, state your business. Like, oh, shit. She fucking wakes up, and they're on a bridge, and they're right in front of Rakeford. So she fucking made it, and all of a sudden, they're like, what you got in the back? And she's like, oh, shit. And they're like, yeah, well, you seen this girl, what you got in the back? And shit. And she's like, oh, fuck. They're going to be looking for me. And Vidya's like, it's just my niece and my nephew, right? And they're like, oh, shit. So she's like, I got to fucking hide. I'm going to get caught. So she looks down and she got like some mud and nastiness on her boots. So she takes the mud off her boots and she's like rubbing it on her face. And she's like rubbing it. Definitely covers up the scar, right? And then they open up the back. And I think that's fucking Scara, I believe, at the time. So they look back there and like, oh, this little girl stank like shit. Like, what's your business here? And they're like, we got to get to the wharf and we got to sell our shit. And they're like, all right, cool. So they're like, well, get on the motherfucking move out here. So they move on and they check this shit and then move on. And then Dala is like, dude, are you a fucking Gladger? Like, why are they looking for you and shit? And she's like, listen, motherfucker, I don't know why they're looking for me. If I knew, I would tell you. I ain't lied about shit yet. And they're like, mm-hmm. So they end up getting to the motherfucking wharf, right? So they get there and they get through town. And then she gets off and she's like, hey, I appreciate the ride. Like, thank you very much. Like, whatever. And then fucking Vigis is like, hey, Una, like, be safe. There's a lot of motherfucking people around here. You need to get to fucking Copa quick as possible. And she's like, I bet, cool. Appreciate you. May fortune favor you, right? And then she bounces the fuck out. And then as she's leaving, she's fucking walking through the alley trying to see some shit. And she looks up and sees the motherfucking sign. And the sign says, the Owl's Hollow. It's a sign of a sign, because it's a sign. Remember a few chapters ago, we was in the wood and the owl means the sleepy sleep? So it's a sign. We have a sign. And she's like, all right, well met, Mr. Feathers, well met. And she goes inside and hopefully she'll be treated and they'll have a room at the inn, because if not, she's fucked. But no, they got a room at the inn. So she goes in and sleeps. Join us, chapter 8 coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Wise Beyond the Stories and the Road of Bones proudly presents to you Chapter 8 and the introduction of Blood Axe Crew. These motherfuckers are some badasses, let me tell you. Okay, so this is where we finally meet the Blood Axe Crew, and we start with fucking Jonas, right? Now, Jonas, he's part of these group. They seem pretty cool as fuck, right? And we start out, he's in his mead hall, and Jonas is meeting the dude now, Magnus Hansen. Now, Magnus, he's not part of the Blood Axe Crew. This dude's like part of the King, Ivar, and the Queen and shit. This dude never leaves his fucking castle unless it's important. Let me tell you. Okay, so this guy, not only he doesn't leave, but they call him the motherfucking heart eater. Like, why do we want to eat hearts? It's like, is that a red meat? I prefer steak, chicken, maybe pork, but heart? I don't know. That's just not my thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a texture thing. I don't know. Anyway, digressing. So he's sitting there talking and he's like, hey, we need a motherfucking talk. And then he's like, well, cool. And then after that, I don't even remember exactly what happened. But then we meet fucking Ray. Okay, so Ray, I guess Ray is the unexpected leader of the Blood Axe Crew. He's like Blackbeard, like very well trimmed. Oh, hey, Mike, sorry about that. Like very well trimmed, right? They call him Axe Eyes. Okay, Ray, I guess Axe Eyes of the Blood Axe Crew, right? I'm just meeting him. Don't worry, I'll get to know him better. So then they sit up and Magnus is like, I've requested this meeting with the Blood Axe Crew, right? And they're like, I do. So what's this big shit? If you leave in the castle to come talk to us, right? And he's like, all right, so first things first, like, you heard the berserker mine ordeal where like 2 foremen and the mine's been shut. Like, we lost a whole year fucking stash of the motherfucking, this berserker shit in King's Piss. Like, we got to deal with that. He's like, damn, that motherfucking sucks. And then they're like, and then we got this, what is it? I'm gonna fuck this name up too. A slattery, or AKA the butcher. This is just going around, I guess, is just burning people from the inside out, like fire in their guts, like bubble, bubble, bubble. Like, I don't understand what's happening, but insides to outsides with this fucking series thus far. It's pretty cool. Dark fantasy. I'm kind of getting into it. It's pretty cool. So anyway, so that fucking happens. They're talking about that. And then like, but the real business, like the real business? Okay, there's a mist. Strangers in the mist. Maybe it's gorillas in the mist. I don't know. Anyway, so there's creatures in the mist that are like just terrorizing and killing the farmers. So they sent the fucking the Clonari after him, and they came back too. So they're like, listen, we need you to go figure it the fuck out. So like, so wait a second, whoa. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me figure this out. A mist is killing people. You sent people, it didn't work. Now you gonna send us. And they're like, yeah. They're like, listen, that's gonna be a lot of money. So Ray's like calculating in his brain, like, carry the 1 minus the 4 divided by the per diem with the travel pay, round trip mile. Like, he's figuring it all out, right? And he's like, this is gonna be so much fucking shit to figure out. And the dude's like, listen, motherfucker, not only that, I'm gonna bring you some fucking rhodium weapons. What? Okay, now he got really interested. And he's like, okay, well, that makes it motherfucking scary. He's like, yeah, here, bop, they're fucking 2,000 solas, and you'll get 8,000 more at the end of the job. That's 10,000 The dude's like, sure, we gonna take that job. And then he's like, cool, bet. You leave it in the motherfucking morning. Like, okay. Oh, also, if you need more peeps, go see Commander Wolf at the garrison. That dude's, what is this? What's happening in the mists? I don't know. Maybe there is gorillas. Maybe that's what maybe that's where Harambe went. He's fucking people up. I don't know. Anyway, I'm still mad about that guy, Harambe. Harambe forever. Okay. Anyway, digressing. So they did that, and then we get to meet the rest of the crew, right? So I'll talk more about the crew as we go on, but we find out the crew is Ray, who's the leader, and then Hecla, and then there's Gunnar, Jonas. I fuck his name up. I think it's Elias. I keep calling him Ilias, but I think it's Elias, and then Sigrun. Now Sigrun, she's a female. I think she's the one that uses sign language, and one of them got like a prosthetic arm. I believe it's her. I'm still learning them. Forgive me. So then we get to see all them motherfuckers, and we learn about them, and then they start joking around in the bar, right? And they get into like this little group rowdy tussle, and they fall down. And when that happens, they knock some cups over and shit, and then we get a quick glance of a red cape. A red cape go flying, right? And that's when the barkeep's like, hey, you got fucking act right. You're scaring my people out of here. And they're like, my bad. And then they're like, all right, we got some motherfucking chill. Make sure we show up tomorrow. Especially you, Jonas. Don't let Red keep you up all night. Place your bets if Red shows up on time, right? Like, damn, I guess Red's been known not to miss an SP time or two. Okay, anyway, join us. Chapter, I think 9 coming up next. Listen, this might be my biggest flop video yet, but I got to try something different. Today, Wise Beyond the Story, Rotobones, in Chapter 9, a singing review. Ready? On the Rotobones, Scylla jumped in the back of the wagon. We are traveling with the Blood Axe crew, and we're traveling on the Rotobones. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. Anyway, so we all with the Blood Axe crew, and we're traveling on the Rotobones north. I guess it's north. And where we start out with Jonah, right? Now, Jonah's singing about all the money they're going to make from this fucking job fighting the Misty monsters, right? Like, and I guess with like him and his brother's dream, I don't know. I think Elias is his brother. Anyway, so his dream is to like, they want to rebuild like a shared longhouse, right? Like, I guess it got destroyed or something. I'm not 100%, but it's not clear in my mind. I probably have to reread some chapters. But anyway, so they want to rebuild their longhouse, and they've been working so hard, and like this mission will like take like 5 years off. They could probably only do a couple more, like 6 months worth of work and probably pay it off, right? So they're really happy about that, right? So then they're traveling up the motherfucking Rotobones, and they're joking as a crew. And then we see how like they make jokes at Elias and he just takes the jokes and they're just making fun. And then making fun of, we got a cat butt coming in. Told you. Anyway, so, and then they start making jokes about that. And then they're talking about how fucking if Red kept Jonas up and shit. And then, like I said, they're ripping Elias. And then we find out about, they start talking about the mission and they decide they need a book. They need a book. I don't remember the name of the book, but the book is gone by their old boss who's retired. I guess his name, I call him the Cracker. We're just calling him the Cracker, but his name's like Krakai, K-A-R-K-I, Krakai. We're going to call him the Cracker, right? He's a saltine. Probably not, but it's funny. Digressing. Anyway, so they're like, well, how are we going to do this? And he's like, well, I'm going to try the old technique of, can I please have the book? And they're like, bitch, he gonna slam the door in your face. He's like, shit, I don't know what else to do. We got time, we'll think about it. So like, all right. So they get up there and like, as they're talking about that walking, Helka's like, maybe we could give him a distraction, right? And they're like, okay, cool. And they're like, yeah, we'll figure some shit out. So they go on down the road for the rest of the day. And then they pull over on the side of the night and they start setting up camp and they're getting ready and they're putting some sausages in the pan and like, hey, we got to start a fire. Where's the motherfucking fire starter kit? And they're like, oh, it's in the wagon in the back underneath the basket. Hello? Solo fuck, because sure shit, yeah, you lost this round of hide and seek because they find you sure shit. They're like, oh, what's happening? And it ends with like wide brown eyes as he sees hers and shit. Like, yeah, you failed this round of hide and seek. All right, one more chapter for today. Join us, chapter 10 coming up. Scylla's like, hey, you found me. Time out. You win hide and seek today. Let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 10. Okay, so they found Scylla, they fucking yeet her out of the back of the fucking wagon, right? She's like, hey, I don't want a fucking problem. They see the red cape and are like, wait a minute. We saw you at the meat hall. And she's like, yeah, listen. I just needed a ride. I don't need nothing. Listen, I'm a free woman. I just needed a ride. Listen, I'll pay, and you need a little bill, like I'll pay my Uber fare, right? Like I didn't know what your rates were. So I was just, at the end, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to haggle, but I cook, I clean, I can like do all the shit, but like build a fire. And they're like, motherfucker, do you know where you are? And they're like, she's like, yeah, I'm on the road of bones. Like, do you know what that means? And she's like, well, I mean, it's pretty self-fucking-explanatory. And they're like, fucking search her. So she's like, hey, listen, I'm gonna be true. I got a dagger in my boot, okay? TikTok, entertainment purposes only. So they're like, all right. So they check it out, and then they go, check her bag too. And they're on the boat, and they're like, why you gotta get a copa? And she's like, listen, I just got some shit. I gotta get up there. And then she's like, listen, and I kind of overheard, like, I overheard you saying you got a little ordeal, like you got to get a book. Like, you heard that? And she's like, yeah, but let me help you. Like, why would you help us? And she's like, listen, I'm really good with my words and stuff. Like, since when? Since you're good at word vomit because you're getting yourself into this fucking lie. What? Okay. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll work out. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So they're like, listen, I'm pretty good with speech and maybe help me help you. Let's form an alliance. Like, whatever. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to think about it. They're like, really? We're going to contemplate this? And he's like, yeah, bind her up. So they bind her up and then they're sitting down and then they're eating dinner and they're talking. And then we get to, from there, as they're eating and stuff and cooking the sausage, then we switch over really quick to fucking Scylla's POV. It is in town, how she goes to the Owl's Inn and the meat hall, and then how she snuck into the supply wagon and then she hid, right? And then we come back up to now, and then they've got her tied up against the tree. And as she's tied up against the tree, she's like, you know what? It's time for some rune. You know what I'm saying? So I tell you what, even bound up, she manages to like, I'm pretty impressed. Get a leaf out, chew the leaf, and put the top back on without losing nothing, right? So she does that, and then as she gets the leaf and shit, and she's all bound up, guess what happens? We start to hear this shh, shh, because she like starts to fall asleep and like she's actually comfortable, and she starts to fall asleep and she shh, shh, and they're fucking sharpening some shit on a whetstone, and then she fucking wakes up, and who is it again? It's fucking goddamn Carolyn. Why are we, little blonde ghost girl? Carolyn, why are we here? What is your value added? And then she's like, hey, these people are pretty cool. And she's like, what do you mean? And she's like, no, like, I really like these people. Hang on. And she tells them what she saw. And she goes, I was talking about the crew, the little ghost girl, right? And she says, Ray, the main dude, yeah, he's huge. Like, what do we mean huge? Are we talking like huge or are we talking huge? So I don't know. I don't know where the dark fantasy kind of leans on that side, but I like him. He's huge. Okay, whatever. And then from that, we got Elias. Now, Elias, she likes him because he cheats at dice. I thought that was pretty funny. And then we learned Jonas. Jonas is like, he's kind of like Liam. He whittles wood. So he seems like he's a pretty cool dude. And the way she talks about him is like he could tell stories, like he's a really good storyteller, like stories of heroes and stuff. And then she's like, oh, and they all motherfucking, I guess they smell divine and shit, right? And then I'm like, okay, like what is the value? She even asked it again. Why are you here, Caroline? Why? What is your value, my ghosty friend? But anyway, so that happens. And then she's like, I don't know, but why are you here? And how are you going to convince them to fucking help you and not fucking schmurder you? And she's like, listen, I did what I could do. It is what it is. I was kind of fucked up, but I did what I can say. So hopefully they'll let me go or they'll let me help them. And at this point, they're like, hey, freak girl, who are you talking to? She go, oh, shit, my bad. Sorry. That's just something I do. I just kind of talk to myself. And Hekla's like, oh, okay. So Hekla notices it's going to be a little cold. So Hekla does a cool thing and she walks over and gives her some furs. And then she puts her down and makes her warm for the night. And for the first time, even though she might be schmed in the morning, she's like, damn, I feel comfortable. You know what? I'm going to catch me some shut-eye. And that's where we end off today. So we got a cat butt coming in at the end, and we met so many people today. Join me again next time, Road of Bones. Guys, it's happening again. I think she's a good person, but I'm not sure. Let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, The Road of Bones, Chapter 11. Okay, besides me fucking up her name every time I say it, Skadra, is she a good person? I feel like I've been through this before with another character. Anyway, the clever tongue. Okay, Skadra, besides me butchering her name, I'm sorry, Demi, I tried. Anyway, digressing. So, she's sitting in her room in fucking Reckford Garrison with the fucking Clinier, right? And then she's sitting in her room and we find out she's a Galdry, right? I guess that's some magical creatures that King Ivar is having, right? What the fuck? But she works for the queen. You know, the lady that's married to the king who says these people are, what? That's a, how is that going to play out if they get, I don't, is that like grounds for divorce or something? Like, that's pretty sketchy as fuck. But anyway, so she's sitting there talking with fucking Commander Thorid, right? Now, Commander Thorid is like, all right, we got to figure it out. So she's like, I don't fucking know. So she's thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. And she goes, winter eggs. Wait a second. Something about that wagon. Because what happens now, apparently, she got her magical skills where she can like go in and like read emotions. And then I believe she can manipulate those emotions to get what she needs. I think I'm not 100%. Like I'm trying, my brain is all scrambled and brain-fied, electrified, vivid and insectified, vivisectified. Sorry. Wow. Fern Gully came into my brain. Anyway, digressing. Robin Williams, man, you were great. Anyway, okay. And so she's flashing back and she remembers the girl. I didn't see a scar. Fuck, she was covered in mud. I couldn't really see her. The guy, we gotta find that person. Whoa, what do they have? It was a card, chickens. What kind of chicken? Winter egg chickens. Very rare, very blah. Should be easy to see. Tells Commander Thor. Commander Thor's like, bet, got it. We'll go find them. They go find Vigis, right? Vigdis, Vigis. So they go get her and they pulling her in the interrogation room, right? And this is where Skarda's like, what's up, girl? You need to tell me this shit. And she's like, wait a second. Are you a cadre too? And she's like, traitor. She's like, yeah, well, listen, how are you like, Commander, why are you not, what is happening? And the commander's like, hey, listen, you know, sometimes you gotta have the tools to do the tools. And the enemy of my enemy is sometimes we let him do some shit. I think Skydra is really a good person because what she does here, now listen, she uses some fucked up shit and she uses the threat of the nephew, Dallas, whatever his name was, and the Blood Eagle thing to get the information from Vigis about fucking Scylla going north on the road of bones, okay? And now after that, she ends up going right across there, and then the insides become the outsides, and the red is everywhere. Man, let me tell you, a lot of that happening. But I mean, it's Vikings. What do you expect, right? Or sorry, they're not all Vikings, but it's that time frame. Not time. You know what I mean. Anyway, digressing. So we expect that dark fantasy. So she's like, okay. And the commander's like, what? We got to go. What are you going to do? And she's like, I'm going to go north on the road of bones. Now, one thing that is very interesting in this chapter that it says it in the middle, but I'm going to put it at the side because it's important to me, is when Skarda, okay, when she's looking inside the emotions, she notices that the Clanir, right, when she looks, and only them, they have like this golden thread, and she wants to pull it, but she hasn't pulled it yet. So that's that. Of course, I think that's going to be very important. But I think, Skadra, she even says like, I do what I got to do to survive. And then I think she knew that I think that was a mercy. I think that was a mercy schmilling, in my personal opinion. But anyway, digressing, let's get it on. Chapter 12 coming up. Bad dreams, and Ray's having a few second thoughts. Today on Wisebeyondthestories, Road of Bones, chapter 12. Okay, we start out with fucking Ascilla. She's having a bad dream, right? And fucking, it's a bad dream. So she's fucking screaming, ah! And fucking Carol Ann, I think this is where we lose Carol Ann. If I'm not 100% wrong, I probably am, but I think she's having a flashback, and then she starts screaming, ah! And fucking Jonas runs over because he's on guard duty. He's like, hey, shh, wake up, hey, wake up. And she's like, shh, shut up. And fucking grimmels and lions and tigers and fucking vampire wool deer. Oh my, like, shut up, you gotta go sleep. And she's like, oh shit, my bad. And then she goes to sleep this time. And then it goes a little bit better this time when she's sleeping. And then again, I believe there was a conversation. What is the little blonde ghost girl's, like, is she a family member? What is her point here? She does nothing but annoys me. I know she's going to be important, but I'm sorry. It's just what it is. Timmy, what's up? I don't know either. Timmy doesn't even fucking know. We ain't figured it out yet. Okay, anyway, digressing. So that happens, and then fucking Jonas wakes her up, like, you'll be all right, you're cool, chill out, go back and sleep. So she go back and sleep. And then she gets, we go to the next morning, and Ray. So we're at Ray's POV, right? Now Ray is like second guessing himself, like, man, I should not have let this female come in my group. What the fuck am I doing? I don't know. Let's go figure it out. So he goes and wakes her up, and like she's racked out drooling, like drool is drooling, okay? And he's like, hey, wake up. And she's like, oh shit, like literally just like still wiping the sleep out of her eyes. Like one of them good sleeps where like the sleep is like stuck on your eyelid. You're like, I need a washcloth. Like one of them good sleeps, right? She's drooling and everything. So he wakes her up and is like, hey, what are you planning on doing? And she's like, what? Is it Monday? What is happening right now? And he's like, what's your plan? And she's like, I'm going to use my wits. What do you mean use your wits? And she's like, I have to study him and figure him out and stuff. And he's like, cool. He likes Brenza and pretty girls. And she's like, listen, I'll figure it out. I'm not going to lose my virtue or use my virtue over. Oh, you don't want to. And listen, who says my virtue's intact? So he sits here and starts having this discussion with her, right? And then he's like, I don't need to let this girl up in the crew. We are the Blood Axe crew. So he's like really debating himself. And she's like, listen, I'm going to help out. I'll get it. I'm going to work it all out. Don't worry. I'm me. I'm going to do me. And no, I can cook too. And listen, you're not going to worm your way into the Blood Axe crew is what he's dealing with, right? And she's like, look, I got it. It's all going to be okay. We're going to take care of it, right? And then he's like, oh, and you can see Ray battling with himself. And he's like, okay, listen here. And we got 3 rules, all right? We got 3 rules. So look, I don't know how it goes. But anyway, the first rule is like, you got to tell us, I don't even remember what it is. Oh yeah, if I fucking tell you to stay, stay. If I tell you to run, run. You understand that? Catrin? Hello? Hello? That's the first clue. He's on to you, girl. I'm just saying. So he's like, all right, Catrin. And she's like, yeah, cool. And he's like, in second, is you have to be honest with everybody. You can't trust the people, men and women, besides you if we're not honest with each other. And she's like, okay, cool. Ah! Anyway, and then after that one, the last one is you can't speak a shit about this to no, not a motherfucking nobody, right? Because motherfucking Magnus finds out, the king, we all know that are done. I about a cat butt coming. She trying to sneak. I told you. So those were the 3 rules. And then she's like, okay, yeah. And he's like, all right. And he turns around and he leaves and he's like, yeah, this is the biggest mistake I've made thus far in my career, I think. So anyway, that's where we end. Join us 13 coming up. The lies are making the hole deeper, Scylla. Woo! How you gonna get out of this one? Let's talk about it today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 13. Okay, so Ray just did the whole move where he put Scylla up on the tree, right? And is like, here are the rules, don't lie to me, and then walks off with regret, right? And she's like, oh, shit, son. And as he's leaving, he's like, remember, don't lie to me, Catrin. And that's where she should have but anyway, she's like, all right, I've got to make myself indispensable to this group because I got to get north. And she starts to work in her little plan and shit, right? So they get her up and then she goes into town, right? And then Jonas is there. And then Jonas is like, man, I don't know how you did it. Axe eyes don't trust nobody, but he trusts in you. So she's like, interesting. So we get to learn a little bit about Jonas there and have that conversation. And then we get back into camp it's a breakfast, right? And Sigrun has made breakfast. She made porridge. Now, somehow she managed to burn and undercook the porridge at the same time. So that shit happened like they chokes down the porridge and they sit there and then she goes over to the horse and stuff. And after that, she cleans her bowl and then she's like, hello, Mr. Horse, what's your name? And like, help me out, Mr. Horse, and I'll give you extra carrots. Like, how do I get these people to like me? And then she turns around and like, the horse's name is fucking Horse. Greatest name ever. I love it. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, and then they're like, okay, get your shit, get in the back. So she picks her stuff up, and then he notices again, with all this shit going on, she has a rock. She packed a rock. Ray got his brain thinking and shit. So then he puts her in, he's like, all right, here, I gotta bind you up. Like, why you gotta bind me up? Like, you ain't stabby me in the back while we're in the wagon. Hell no, that shit ain't happening. So wraps her up, puts her in the wagon, and then they go a-traveling. And then, so we travel up north, and then it's time for the day to go, and then they pull off, right? Now, when they get there, she's like, all right, time to get to work, right? So she jumps out, and she's like, hey, do you mind if I do the cooking? Y'all been working hard today. Let me hook you up with the cooking. So they're like, all right, cool. So she starts doing the cooking, and when she's doing that, Jonas brings over some rabbits, and she's like, hey, cool, blah, 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 blah. I'll take care of the rabbits. You go chillax. And she goes chillax, and then she makes this rabbit, and it's delicious. It's fucking delicious, and they love it. But before they eat, Ray even comes up, and he's like, are you sure about we should eat this? And they're like, dude, she's trying to get north. She wants our protection. Why would she poison us? And he's like, I guess. So they eat the food. It's fucking delicious. Good job, Scylla. And then she looks over at Sigrun and she's like, hey, listen, if you don't mind, I will take over the cooking for you so you don't have to worry about it. And she's like, Sigrun, she sign languages. And she's like, bet, all you do. And so that's cool. And then that happens. And then, so there's the dinner. And then we get a scene where Sigrun and her go, and Sigrun's like, you need to bathe. Come bathe with me. So they go to the stream, right? And I guess this is where we find out where Sigrun, she lost her arm because of her ex-husband or it's fucked up story. And unfortunately, when they're trying to have a conversation to talk back and forth, this is where Scylla tells a lie. And she even says, like, sometimes when people ask questions, you just tell them what they want to hear because they don't want to know. And she ends up trying and connects with her. Oh, that's Helga, not Sigrun. Sorry, it was Helga. I fucked that one up. Oh, yeah. So Sigrun was the cook. Helga has got the arm and said, hey, come with me. And then, yeah, so she talked about the prosthetic arm. And then Helga was telling her about the ex-husband and did that. And then, yeah. So that's how it was. And that's going to come back to bite her because that's not the truth. So then they get back and she's all clean now and she puts on the dress. And the dress, when they get back to camp, Ray sees that dress and goes, that dress has like the colors and the signet of Jarl Gunnar, who's down in Skarstad. And I just heard about 7 schmets in Skarstad from farmers, and what the fuck is happening? What's happening, Catherine? Is that even your name? Bum, bum, bum! And all the shit she just built up the whole day is fucking about to come. London Bridge is on her. Oh, shit. I don't know. Join us, 14 coming up. Poor Scylla. Scylla, there's only 3 rules, and one of them is don't lie, and you're now telling a lie to get out of a lie. Ooh, you're having a rough day, one girl. Let's talk about it today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 14. Okay, so she just came back from getting clean with fucking Hecla, right? And she's wearing a dress, and Ray is like, whoa, hold up, what the fuck's happening here? And he starts interrogating her because the dress and the outfit, right? And he's like, you need to fucking tell me your name right now. And she's like, okay, my bad. Yeah, it's not Cameron, it's Scylla Nordvig, right? And she's like, okay, why you lie to me? He's like, I didn't know if I could trust you with my real name and shit. I mean, it makes sense. I kind of valid on this one. I kind of see your side. I see his side too. So we're staying neutral. I understand. Okay. So what's up with this? And like this is where she should have said, listen, they tried to schmeckle him, but no. She comes up with this story about how her and her dad, Matthias, not Thomas, but anyway, I get it, digressing, tried to have land and the brother-in-law or some shit, and the family and witnesses, and it didn't happen, and blah, and they're all gone, and she's now on the run. And he's like, so wait a second, you're telling me your father, who was a farmer, managed to fend off 6 warriors? Really, my girl? And she's like, well, he used to be a warrior too. Oh yeah, for who? Like Jarl Braxkin? I probably messing the name up, but it's because, she was like, oh, I know so many people that can do it. You gonna sneak a cat butt in? She gonna try to. Anyway, sock, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, where are you going, girlfriend? So she's like, yeah, cool. And he's like, okay. And there's no bounty on your head? And she's like, no, okay. And then she's like, well, why should I give you another chance? You've proven yourself a liar. Now I'm going to read it. And she says, because it takes a small man to be ruled by fear, a large one to show mercy. Anyone can see that you're no small man. And that's where Ray's like, wait, who the fuck told you that? She's like, my dad had told me that. Like, what? Ray knows some shit's up now. Now Ray knows, but Scylla doesn't. I'm not even in there. And I know that Ray knows that she knows that he, you know what I'm saying? Ray knows that she don't know, that he knows that she knows that he knows that she don't know. Okay, I know though. So that happens, and then they start going. And then as she looks up, she looks over at Hecla, and she's like, listen, I'm sorry I betrayed your trust, but we were connecting, and I wanted to hear your story, and Hecla's all pissed. So they fucking take off and bounce. Oh, sorry, my ear. Ray and Hecla, right? And then Jonas, I think it's Jonas or Elias, comes up and is like, look, I don't know who you is, but nobody's ever stared down axe eyes like that. Like, you'll be all right. And then they'll be okay. They'll get over their shit and come back. I think that was Elias. And then Jonas comes up whittling his wood, and he's like, girl, I tell you what, you fucking some shit up. This is not how you want to start. And then they kind of go into that. And then what happened after that? Hang on, I got to check my notes. Okay, so then after that happens and they walked off, and Jonas is like, blah, 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 blah. Elias is like, listen, if you're going to be what are we doing here, my girl? If you're going to be part of the Blood Axe crew, we got to work on you. Here, drink some Brenza. And she's like, what's this? So she drinks, it's like fire whiskey. And she's like, that's so hot. Like, you never drank fire? She's like, no, I never drink this shit before. My daddy didn't let me. And they're like, cool. And you got to learn to curse there, Hammerhand. Like, what did you call me? Like, oh yeah, we're calling you Hammerhand. Because remember when Jonas, I didn't say it earlier, but Jonas, when he woke her up, when she was screaming, she took out her little hammer and whacked him on her hand. So they call her Hammerhand. And like, she's been a mouse to a snake. They're trying to break her in, I guess. Like, they're trying to accept her. So they give her a nickname, and they say, call her Hammerhand, and you gotta start cursing more. And that happens, and she's like, yeah, cool, all right, whatever. We'll figure it out. And they get her, fuck, and they get her to say this shit. And then she's like, all right, I'm tired, I'm going to motherfucking bed. So she goes to the wagon and gets some motherfucking furs and shit, and she finds a little grassy knoll place to sleep. Watch out in the grassy knoll! There was 2 gunmen. Anyway, maybe there was 2 ghosts. Do you bring somebody with you, Carol Ann? Anyway, Carol Ann shows up and starts having a conversation with her, and then basically Scylla's like, all right, I gotta figure out what the fuck to do, and I gotta dot my T's and cross my I's, because I can never let my guard down again, especially with these motherfuckers. Woo! I tell you what, one more chapter to go, folks. Damn, this shit's getting good. Day 2 of the Blood and Axe crew. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 15. All right, so we ended with Scylla going to sleep in the grassy knoll, okay? And then we start out chapter 15 with Jonah having a dream, right? And it's a dream of how his life used to be. And his dad was not a really good person. I don't know if he had issues or not, but his dad did mean things to his mommy, and they tried to get her to divorce him, but mom was like, no, I love him and I'll never leave him, and I don't care if he hurts you and your brother. I don't know. I don't agree with it, but okay, you do you, boo-boo. So anyway, Jonah has that very bad nightmare and then wakes up. So we kind of get a little bit more of these chapters. We're starting to learn the Blood Axe crew. We're getting their history. We're learning Hecla, we learn Jonas, we learn Red. Okay, so we're getting all the informations, okay? We're learning about the crew. So now, then we go to it's the morning, and she wakes up and she sees everybody doing their routines and shit, right? So they're sword fighting and washing and doobly and dallying and dallying. She's like, I'm gonna make some motherfucking breakfast. She toasted the porridge. They're fascinated by toasting porridge. So they're doing that, and like, you really think you're gonna get this crew? She's like, hey, I'm just doing my part. I'm doing my part. So then they get that. She makes a rua with some tea and some milk, and everybody's happy. So then they go in, and then they kind of travel through the day, right? And she's just kind of working her shit, and then they travel through the day, and then they get to the camp that night. So now they get into the new camp, and she starts setting up. Now dinner this time, it's not as good. It's really just like some leftover they made new rabbit and then some leftover bread, but everybody's happy with it and stuff. And she's like, all right. So they're sitting around campfire and everybody's doing their thing, and she starts fucking with their leaves and shit. And she starts like, shit, I only got 10 leaves. You're on a limited supply and you was upping the dose. We are not. I get it. She's only 20 winners. I'm a 48 winners, but still, we gotta think. We gotta think, Scylla. Think. So anyway, she's like, you know what? Maybe I can go find some, or I'm gonna go find some herbs in the woods. So she goes and she looks and she finds a little storage box, and she leaves into the woods, right? And as she's out there looking and stuff, motherfucking Jonas comes out, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to find herbal leaves and shit. And he starts wrapping his mouth, and then she gets mad and like drops her box and runs up and is like, puts him up against a tree. And Jonas is like, yeah, you're definitely not a little mouse. You're something else here. And like, it's a 5 minutes here and you 5 more, whatever. So then they're talking and she's like, I'm trying to do some shit and be nice. So he's like, all right, cool, whatever. I got my eye on you. And then he leaves, and then she goes out, and then she finds some herbs, and then she gets back into the camp, and then she realizes as she's sitting down in the camp, or I don't know if she realizes it, but it ends with she goes in camps and everybody's chatting, and she hasn't thought about her little rune leaves, her little magical, what is they, like soldier leaves? I call them rune leaves. And she hasn't thought about them or her dad in a long ass time. So maybe, listen, she just, you gotta come tell them the truth, and then maybe you can become friends and then part of the Blood Axe crew. She's probably gonna end up being like the leader of the crew or just one of a cool member. Anyway, digressing, that's where we are right now, chapter 15. Hey, if I missed something or whatever, let me know. Join us next time, folks. It's a beautiful morning. Ooh. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 16. Okay, so we find out that Scylla is one of those unapologetically annoying morning people. I'm sorry, that is not me. You get it, girl. But anyway, she wakes up and she's like, all right, I have fucked some serious shit up. I gotta make shit right. So she gets up to start doing her chores to help out with the group. She gets up and Ray's already up. He's doing his motherfucking morning workouts and shit, right? So she goes over and she's like, all right. She sees that people are starting to do their thing, and she starts to toast the fucking porridge, right? So she's toasting the porridge, she's making breakfast, she gets the spiced roux out, and she starts feeding everybody, right? And she starts doing that, and everybody's kind of like, all right, now she's reliving everything. All right, I gotta try to make up with Hecla. Now, when she gives Hecla the food, and she's just like, a silent nod. It's progress. It's still not, it's only been a day, but we get it. Ray grunts at her. Sigurd like sign language, thank you or something, or come over. But anyway, so the morning happens. They pick up. She walks over to Horse. I love that fucking name. It's such a great name. Horse. And she's like, hey, I got a little tiny carrot, but there's more if they'll let me stay. Just help me with the warrior guy, man. Help me with Ray, okay? So she's like, all right, now it's time to go. So now Ray, he ties her up and puts her in the back. Like, he'll let her sleep, but right now, you don't trust her yet. So she gets in the back of the wagon, and now she's just kind of sitting there like she's not sleeping, but she's not awake, and she's not fully daydreaming. Like, I know exactly what this like. I hate to like sidetrack, but the first time we had to go into freaking Iraq, I had to sit on the back of a motherfucking Humvee, and our armor was sandbags on the fucking bottom with fucking half-inch steel plate that we had to bolt on ourselves. I sat on a metal box gunning a fucking 50 cal on the motherfucking back like this, and nothing on the side, on a metal box with a little fucking pad like this. 2-day convoy. Fucking sucked balls. You can't fall asleep because you fucking sucked. Anyway, digressing. I know how you feel, Scylla. I'm with you, girl. It's bullshit. But anyway, so she's sitting there, and all of a sudden, as she's not daydreaming and sleeping, but trying to figure out what the fuck to do, she sees something move. What the fuck's that? Oh, maybe it's a bird. Wait, what the fuck is that? All of a sudden, there's warriors, and they stop, and fucking Ray, super quick and fast and in a hurry, like jumps in, grabs her, throws her on the ground, throws her up underneath the fucking wagon and says, hey, don't fucking move, okay? And he goes out there, and then these warriors, they're the Iron Ravens. Man, my throat's starting to hurt from all these. I'm trying to get the r's in there, but anyway, digressing. So that happens, and then they're like, "Listen, we want the wagon, and listen, you ain't gonna get our stuff. Let's just let it in." And nope, that doesn't happen, and it's rah, and they start freaking fighting, and Ray is just he's like whoosh, 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 and outsides are insides, and people are going, and then we've got the rest of the crew. They're sitting there fighting like a shield wall coming in. And we got fucking Sigurd. She's shooting arrows like dude's coming to the last. Like, ow, he's fucking taking out on the side, right? And then they're going. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, arrows are coming in. So they fucking shield wall up, right? Ray goes, I guess he got maybe superpowers. I still haven't figured out, but super fast he charges into the fucking arrow shooters and knocks them out. And they start fighting. Now, after all this shit's going on, they sneaky it up from the backside, the Iron Ravens, right? And all of a sudden, Scylla's like, oh shit, they're trying to get the wagon. And, oh no, I got to do something to help. So she's like, I'm going to go do something. Maybe she should. I thought she had her hammer on. I'd have just came out and started beating on toes and shit. Nut shots. Do something. But she tries to go grab a sword, and then they see her with the sword, and then they grab her. And then she kind of like knees him in the nuts in a way, like in the leg, and then runs. He grabs her hair, like pulls a handful of hair out. She goes taking off the motherfucking woods, stops for a second. It's like, shit, if I get away from the Blood Axe crew, this is gonna motherfucking suck. Shit, I got to go. So she starts running, and all of a sudden it's like, bam! And she runs into a motherfucking brick wall of a big ass scary motherfucking guy and his brother. And that was the guy that she just hit. And they're like, hey, we need to get the blades, the rhodium, and they're like, nah, we need to get her, and she's gonna get us the blades. And that's where we end there. All right, join us for the next one. Wow. Ray's interrogation techniques, and Scylla grew some fucking balls today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 17. Okay, so we got Vilmar. That's the guy, a part of the Iron Ravens, and him and his brother, I don't know his fucking name. It's really not gonna matter here in a minute. They're grabbing Scylla, and they're gonna try to trade her with the Blood Axe crew and Ray for the rhodium fucking weapons. So they come walking up, and it's like, hey, we got your girl. You're gonna give her to us for the rhodium weapons. And Ray's like, nah, we ain't, bitch. And before like another sentence can get had and shit, like I think Ray is trying, it's either before this or after this, he's like, how did you find out about us? And all of a sudden, clack, insides or outside? There's an axe in his throat, blood gushing. He's on the ground. Jonas and Sigrun, what did you? That shit was faster than a dress coming off at prom night. Holy crap, I tell you what. Anyway, digressing. So that shit happens, right? And then she's all like, why did you do that? You could. And they're like, yeah, he wasn't going to get hurt, right? So anyway, so Ray and them, they grab some guy. I don't remember his name. They grab some guy and they start mollywopping off his fingers, right? And then he's like 2 fingers. No, we didn't know. Like, who told you about our black? Nobody. I'm telling you, finally, after 8 fingers, 9, some shit, I don't remember. It's a lot of motherfucking fingers because they was like, we about to have to go to toes. They find out that Leaf at the fucking Owl Hollow Inn in Rakeford is the one that told him about him. And Ray's like, yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I mean, Leaf's a cool guy. He's an acquaintance. But when I get to Rakeford, he is going to kiss my axe, motherfucker. And then they're like, all right, cool. So you're a liar, liar, pants on fire. And this is where Ray, he uses this time and he makes sure Scylla hears it. He's like, you told me 9 lies. That's 9 fingers, motherfucker. Scylla, you really need to come clean up some shit or you're going to be Scylla club hand instead of hammer hand. I'd tell you what. Anyway, so they pick that, they jump in the wagon and they get going, right? So they get going and then we pull in for the night. Dinner shit goes on, whatever. And now it's nighttime, right? Now, for some reason, Scylla is sitting there and Carol Ann's back like this bitch. Like, okay, I don't know if she's a ghost, an imagination. I don't know what she is, but she's fucking annoying. And she basically talks Scylla into like, remember, if you said it was too dangerous, you're going to leave. Okay, hang on. Vampire deer, grim wolves, you just got attacked by 20 plus Iron Raven and you think you're going to defend yourself on the same mother. What are we... Digressing wise, she's 20 winners wise, 20 winners. I don't know. I'm staying there and trying to befriend the big scary guys and maybe telling the truth. I don't know. It's a very tough situation, so I get where she's coming from. So anyway, so she says, fuck it. She decides to up and leave. So she fucking leaves. And as she's leaving, she's having motherfucking second thoughts. Okay. She gets it. So finally she's like, nah, fuck this shit. I'm gonna face my motherfucking fear. So she fucking she fucking loop-de-loops around and then fucking peels back off to camp. Now then we flash over to fucking Ray's perspective. Ooh, I think I hit the mic, sorry. So she flashes over to Ray's perspective and we start where he's sharpening his knives on the whetstone and shit, or his axe, whatever he got. And then he sees her leaving and he's like, oh, okay, fuck it. Good riddance. I ain't got to worry about her no more. And this, that, or the other. And he's like, because she's making us weak. Like, we failed. We just schmeckled like 20 plus dudes and shit, but we failed because she got captured and hurt. Like, okay, I see where he's coming from. And then, oh yeah, and Scylla, I got scratched. Scylla was talking about like, oh yeah, they work for the king too. And that part. But anyway, so they go back to him. So he's like really fucking up. And then he was remembering the phrase that she said about a man in fear. I don't remember the whole phrase. I'm sorry. But the man that sleeps in the fear and fear raises the man and the man in the hole in the bottom of the sea. Anyway, whatever that line is. And he's like, dude, my dad used to tell my brother that. What did you say? Your dad used to tell your brother Christian? I believe that was the name, Christian. I fucking all up. Anyway. But that happens, and then all of a sudden, as he's sitting there pondering that shit, here comes fucking Scylla walking right back up, and she is all like, hey, let me tell you something, okay? I'm in it to win it. I'm fucking staying here, and you're not gonna scare me, Mr. Guy. And he's just, what the fuck? Okay, cool. Like all up into personal space, and that's where we ended off in that conversation. All right, join us for the next one. I'm telling you, I think she's a good person. I don't know. I'm getting the warm fuzzy though. Let's talk about it. Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 18. Okay, so we're on Skadra, right? We're on Skadra. She's walking up the Road of Bones. She's looking for the curly-haired girl with the red fucking cloak and the scar, right? And as she's walking up here, and she's been looking at all the villages. Nobody's seen shit. She's like, I'm never gonna find shit. And then she's walking with her horse and she has a flashback of when she was in a bar and she was talking, her sister was like, oh, just on a straight life. And she's like, I don't know what that means. And then she sees the guy that she's been like pulling her emotional strings on and shit to win money like 3 nights in a row. And she's about to, even though she knows she shouldn't go fuck with this guy, she goes to fuck with a guy. And then as she does, she gets captured and taken into the motherfucking jail. And then this is where she has tea with the queen. Not really, but she meets the queen and she uses her gifts of gab and says, I'm the best, Solara, or was silent seer person. She can be a seer. And she's like, yeah, prove it. And she's like, find me. And she's like, all right, bet. She needs to go find an ash bringer. That was like her. She had one day to find an ash bringer. And then the queen would like keep her and shit, right? So, boom. So that happens. And now we flash back to the Road of Bones. And she's walking up the Road of Bones. And she's like, fuck, I ain't finding shit. And then she comes around a little corner. And she's like, damn. Look at all these dead bodies. There are bodies everywhere, like 24 of them. What the fuck happened? So she starts going in Inspector Gadget mode. She and she all looking and shit, right? And then she, okay, schmurdered. Hey, this guy missing some fingers. That looked like an interrogational process. I wonder what that could have been about. And then she fucking walks over here. Hey, wait a minute. There's a piece of red cloth right here. I've seen that red cloth before. Hey, what's this over here? It's a little splotch of curly hair. Ha ha ha. I've found you. You're close by. And she's like, all right, so now I got a new sense of fucking, I'm on the spot. It's time to double time. Let's go. And then we ended it right there. Join us for the next one. It's time to train Scylla and tell her the truth about a couple different things. Wow, we got some shit to talk about. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, a Road of Bones, chapter 19. Okay, so after the whole Scylla all up in fucking Ray Ray's face, like, you can't see me, like, I'm gonna prove myself and shit. She wakes up with like this newfound confidence and shit, and she's good to go. And she wakes up and she's by the stream and she's washing her face. And then she sees like this little animal and she's like, what the fuck is that? And she goes chasing after her like, that's not a good idea. But okay, Scylla, you're just, she's only 20 years old, Wise. I got to remember, they're only 20. I'd have probably done the same thing at my age. But anyway, digressing. So as she goes to look for these creatures, she realizes she ain't never been this far up north before, right? I mean, personally, I don't like to go up north either. It's just too cold for me. But again, digressing. So as she's doing that, fucking Hecla comes up. Now, I tell you what, Hecla's a real motherfucker, okay? So she comes up and she's like, hey, Dula, you don't need to be like wandering off and all that other shit. And then this is where Scylla, she's like, listen, I'm really, really sorry. And Hecla's like, listen, I get it, got it. You own your mistake. You apologize. I'm going to let this one go because I see something inside you. But well, you know what? We got to teach you how to cat butt, okay? We got to teach you to defend yourself. And Hato, I don't know what she's going to do. Oh, she's trying to sneak it in again. So they're like, okay, so we're going to teach cat butt. So she goes and she starts teaching her how to defend herself, and she starts doing that, right? And then she does that the morning session. And then we end up getting, after the morning training, she eats some porridge. She toasts it all up. She feeds the boys. Ray's like, there's too much in my bowl, but all right, whatever. So then that happens. And then they load up into the wagon. And then as she gets down in the wagon, she notices her blade has been sharp. And okay, I see you. So then we do our day travels. And then we pull up into the place for night, right? She makes a nice little rabbit stew. I mean, she's like, I wish I had some mill notes and some other stuff. And this whole time she's like, all right, I got to get him to get me to Copa. I got to figure up north, even though Hecla said she's going to help me, right? So then we start doing that shit. And then it's nighttime and they're all chilling out. And then all of a sudden, she remembers she only got like half a leaf left. So she goes and she starts taking about the leaf. And Ray's like, what the fuck are you doing with that shit? That shit's dangerous. What did you say? Your little rune scourge leaves are dangerous? Thomas, Dad. Well, I know you're not here no more. Carol Ann, can you talk to the dad of the dead? And why are we taking danger? She's like, what do you mean? They help with my headache. They're like a migraine. The dude's like, nah, brah. What are you talking about? Like the fucking cultists down south, did they take that shit to talk to the gods and shit? And she's like, what did you say? So now she's fucking questioning everything. Oh shit, everything she got going on right now. Her dad, her Thomas leaves. What? I don't know what's happening. So then we end up going through the night, wake up the next morning, right? And she wake up the next morning and Hekla's training her again, teaching her how to go the old stabby and slashy. Like listen, a hold is natural and you got to stab when you stab. You got to mean it. You got to mean it when you stab them. And also always give a twist. Remember that. And then we find out how some of the guys are sitting there watching them, right? And they're laughing. And she's like, hey, don't be distracted. They don't see it in you. I see it in you. You got the fire. You got the the tiger. It's the heater. You know what I'm saying? She got it in her. We just got to release the power in you. And so she's like, all right, cool. So that started happening. And she's practicing the stabby motion over and over. And all of a sudden you hear, scoop. And she looks over, and I swear to God, it's like that dude here on the tiki-talkie. What's his name? Thorn, Mr. Axe Chopper guy with the suspenders. Yeah, we see you. Anyway, she sees Jonas chopping some motherfucking wood, and she just goes, moist, whoosh, waterfall. And then Hekla's like, hey, focus. Hey, listen, girl. I know he purdy and all, but there's a reason we call him the wolf, okay? He's been passed around. Listen, he takes more turns than a doorknob, okay? Let's just put it, if they had doorknobs back then, that's what she would say. But anyway, digressing, that's where we're in there. Join us, chapter 20 coming up. So Scylla don't know what to think about nothing right now. I can't even talk about it. There's so much shit trying to go through my mind, trying to figure out what she's trying to figure out. Anyway, today on Wise Beyond the Story, Rotobones, chapter 20. Okay, so Scylla just was doing her workout and is sleeping, it's sleep time. And for some reason, she can't sleep because she's just picturing Jonah cutting the fucking wood all sexified and shit. So she can't fucking sleep. So she's laying in her little furs, trying to roll over. And then as she's doing that, she's like, all right, I gotta stop thinking of Jonah. Let me think about my past. That's never a good fucking idea. I mean, sometimes it can be, but anyway. So she starts thinking about her past like, wait, why did my dad tell me my name? Why did my dad make me take these fucking leaps? What is the queen that went after me? Why am I doing this? Well, there's a lot of whys going on right now, so she can't figure it out. And then all of a sudden, once again, our favorite fucking ghost, Carol Ann, shows up and is like, it's not your fault your family's gone. Like, what do you mean? What is the story? Oh, hello, Sock. Scared the shit out of me. Cat butt. Okay, so that happens, and then she's like, fuck it, I gotta figure this shit out. So she huffs and she puffs, cat butt trying to sneak in, and then she ends up going to sleep, right? So that happens, and then it comes, you're falling, girlfriend. So then we go to the next day, and we're sitting there, and now they're at the campfire. And we're sitting at the campfire, and they're like, Wolf, that's Jonas, we're out of firewood. And he's like, motherfucker, piss off. He's all pissed because he's been losing at fucking dice and shit. So he gets up and storms off into the motherfucking woods, right? He's going to go get some firewood. And Scylla, who's like, fuck, I gotta get out of here because she can't sit around. Remember, she gets crazy with her thought. They're trying to double cat butt me, folks. Cat butt. Thank you, Toe. I got sock and toe down here. Anyway, so she follows him up, and Jonas is like, why are you following me? She's like, I'm gonna protect you. And he's like, what did you say? She's like, yeah, I've been practicing. And he's like, yeah. But still, and she's like, listen, honestly, I can't sit still. I get crazy with my thoughts, so I'm just walking. You're here. You said not be alone. And he's like, all right. And then we get a little flash of Jonas, how Jonas is like, man, how did this chick get in our wagon and shit? And he's like, but I mean, she made good food, and she's practicing. So I like what she's doing with it. So they're kind of working on that angle. And then it's kind of getting a little hot and bothered, I guess. Like he's picking up the firewood and she's just talking and walking. And then he drops the firewood and then he like checking on her wrist, it's healing, and checking on the bruises on her neck. And then it's just like, we're starting to turn it up. And then all of a sudden you hear, hey, bitch tits, we're out of firewood. And he's like, fuck, I guess we should get back. And then they pick the wood up, and then they're going to go back to camp. So that's where we stop. Like, Scylla, chapter 20. We're only 20 chapters in. Are you going to go for the fucking Playboy wolf? Jonas? I don't know. Anyway, join us next time, folks. Okay, Scylla, I'm all for trying new things, but you just apologized to a rock. Are you sure you really want to fucking tango with Jonas? I'm just saying. Let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 21. Okay, so it's a boring few days, right? We just kind of see what's happening. Like, she cooking the food, she training. She doesn't really want to train tonight because it's kind of raining, so she don't like training in the wet. She doesn't like being, she likes to be wet, but not that kind of wet, right? So we're sitting around the campfire, and Jonas he's whittling the wood. Look, I made a cube. And then he throws it into the fire, right? And he does this every night. He doesn't keep shit. So he whittles the wood, throws it in the fire, and then now Jonas gets up and goes into the woods, and she's like looking around, and she's like, oh, they're playing dice and shit. Ha, I made a dice. And then she's like, as they're into the dice, she sneaks off into the woods, right? And she's watching Jonas. And when I say she's looking at Jonas like he's a piece of fucking man meat, okay? She's like, I wonder what that thing do. What did you say? Like literally, she's like, man, she's salivating at the mouth and shit. And of course, here comes Carol Ann to fuck up a wet dream. Like literally, she's wet in so many ways from the water and the dreaming. And here comes Carol Ann. What are you doing? You couldn't, like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Anyway, but it kind of brings her back to reality, and she's like, maybe you're not. So then they go back to camp, and then the next day comes. So the next day comes, she makes the breakfast and shit, cleans up, and now she's training with Helka. Ha, ha, hoo, ha, stabby, stabby, twist, aim for the armpit. Good shit. Training her good shit and how to stabby and stuff. And then Scylla's like, so Helka, do you mind if I ask you a question? And Helka's like, yes, what would you need? Hammer hand, I will help you. It's a very deep voice for Helka. Sorry, I'm working on my female Viking voices. Anyway, so that happens, and then she's like, so, you out here on the road a lot, you ever get lonely? What you mean lonely? She's like, lonely. She's like, nah. Well, oh yeah, what do you do? Gunner. What did you say? Gunner. Wait, I didn't even know you liked Gunner. I don't like Gunner. I like parts of Gunner at certain times. Like, what? Okay, now, what? You can just do that and not have feelings? Yeah, I have feelings when I want to have feelings for Gunner, and then when the feelings are gone, we're done. Like, it's not hard. She's like, oh, shit, son. And, okay, cool. And then whatever happens, and then the next day comes, right? And that conversation goes, and then the next day comes, and fucking Ray goes up to fucking Jonas, is like, hey, my guy, listen, I need you to take old Curly Q fucking and go into town and buy some shit. What do you mean? Like, buy spices, because I like her food. Listen, we got to keep her around. I know she lying to me, so if you're going to be having her around and be lied to until I can figure it the fuck out, at least we can have some good motherfucking food. And he's like, okay, yeah, valid, you got a point. So he's like, hey, but listen, Jonas, do not put another notch on your belt. Do not give her a turn on the fucking merry-go-round. Don't put a quarter in. We ain't doing shit. You are banned from this smexy time. Like, what? No Olympics? No, don't do it. And he's like, what do you mean? Why not? And she was just training with Helka, right? And as she's walking off, she fucking stumbles over a rock. Ladies and gentlemen, she trips on a rock, turns around and goes, oops, I'm sorry. Did you just apologize to a rock? Like, are we sure she's ready for the smexy time with Jonas? Because I don't know, maybe Jonas needs to give her some good old pipe cleaning so her brain will think right. Holy crap, Scylla. Anyway, join us, 22, coming up. I still ain't figured out Skadra. I think she's a good person. I really do, but I don't know. We'll talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 22. Okay, so we're Skadra. She's in a new town. I don't remember the town's name. Sorry, they're hard for me to pronounce, so I don't remember them. But anyway, she's in town, and basically the sultry, that motherfucker's roasted and toasted some motherfuckers from the inside out again. So we got some Cleanier there, and they're all looking at the crime scene, and she's there. We got the townspeople like, ah! And she was like, fuck, I'd rather be chilling out in the fucking woods. But, I mean, I guess this is kind of good that this happened because now everybody's here, and I ain't got to go banging on doors and shit. So, I don't know. She's kind of like it is what it is type situation, I guess. But then she's going there, and now the captain comes up and is like, hey, I know who you are. I know who you are. I need you to help me with the situation. And she's like, and he's like, hey, fucking help me. And all right, fine, whatever. So she kind of looks at the scene and is like, okay. And then she goes to the crowd and she's like, I'm gonna get two things out of it. I'm gonna, get this guy off my ass and find some stuff. So, excuse me, she starts asking the crowd about, has anybody seen a curly-haired girl and the blah, blah, blah? And the captain's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be helping me. And she's like, listen, if the person who did this is in the crowd, I'm going to feel their anger and emotions because I'm talking about some other person instead of the murder scene. And the guy's like, okay, that's pretty smart. Like, okay, Skadra, that's pretty smart girl there, right, Jimmy? Right. All right, so anyway, excuse me, so that happens. And then, finally, she's feeling and she's the blah, 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 blah. And then an old man in the back of the group is like, I remember something like that. Oh, yes, come here, old man. And the crowd parts like Moses and shit. And the guy walks up. She's like, so tell me what you know. And it's like, I saw, kind of describe that in the back of a wagon with a bunch of warriors. Oh, really? Like, what did she have curly hair? And he's like, I don't know, because it was in a braid, but some of it was loose and it was kind of curly, so possibly. And she's like, okay, well, that could make sense that the girl will be traveling with a bunch of warriors and hide. Okay, cool. And that was just there. All right, they're probably just a day or two ahead of me going up to the next town, which is the Satvia town, which is about where they're going to get the spices, where she's going with Jonas, right? So she's like, shit, I gotta hurry up and get there before they vanish in the fucking big ass crowd. And she's like, cool, here you go, man. Take your coins. Hey, Captain, dude, I ain't got shit for you, bitch. Figure it the fuck out. I'm out of here. And I think she chucked deuces and bounces. I'm telling you, I think she's a good person. I think she's a bad person now, and then she's gonna meet motherfucking Scylla, and then Skadra and Scylla are gonna become good people or something. I don't know. Anyway, join us, 23, coming up. We've made it to town. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, The Road of Bones, chapter 23, I believe. Let me verify. Yeah, 23. Okay, sorry. Excuse me. So they're coming out of the woods, right? And they start to see like a building here and a building there. And all of a sudden they come up to this. She sees the big, it's not a big town. It's smaller than Rickford, right? But so they're pulling up to this town. It's like Svarta, I believe. So they're pulling up there and she's like, shit, they're going to fucking find me. Like they got guards and shit. Like I don't know what to happen. And then they get into town. She's like, what the fuck? There ain't nobody here looking for me. Like, girl, like even if there was, they working for the king's dude, my guy. Like, come on, Scylla, think about it. But anyway, I get it. She's scared. She's nervous. She got a right to be too. So they pull up to, I believe it's the Boar's Inn, the Boarhead Inn, some shit like that. I don't know. But they pull up to the inn and she like, what the hell? And they get rooms and okay. So they go up and she, fucking Ray-Ray's like, hey, you can either fucking bunk up with a buddy. So buddy up, or you can go sleep in a motherfucking barn with the horses and shit. And Ray also asked basically the valet, the horse valet, the stable boy, if guards, like, are they drunkard guards or regular guards? I don't know. Like, is he planning on robbing them or something? Like, what the fuck? But we'll find out, I'm sure. So anyway, excuse me. So that happens. And then she's like, fuck, what am I going to do? Then Hecla comes in. She's like, hey, stay with me, Dula. She's like, fuck yeah, score. And then as they're walking upstairs, Jonah comes up and is like, hey, baby girl. And she's like, what's happening? What's happening? Woo, flustered. And he's like, hey, we got to go into motherfucking town. And she's like, what do you mean? He's like, hey, I was ordered to take you into town to buy shit. And she's like, you was ordered? What the fuck? Yeah, just 30 minutes, be ready, go wash up. And she's like, all right, cool. So she goes upstairs and Hecla's like, hey, there's the wash basin and shit. Like, wash up. I'm going to go take guard. And then after you do your shit, I do my shit on the guard. We gonna go get fucked up. We gonna go drink some mead and shit. All right, so cool, bet. So she goes and she washes her face with some ash soap and her hair and curls out and braids her hair up. And then she get dressed and she takes her dad's tunic out and all. And she's like, okay, I smell that. I miss my dad so much. And fucking Carol Ann shows back up and is like, why you miss him? Like, and she was like, well, he was my father. Like, he wasn't your father, and his name wasn't even Matthias. Like, all right, Carol Ann, she's still like, the guy took care of her, like, but then she brought up some valid points, like, were you kidnapped? Why is he lying to you about his name? Why is he possibly lying? Okay, now Carol Ann's got a few valid points here, but then anyway, so she's gonna deal with that bullshit, and then she's about to go out on the town with Jonas. But could Carol Ann just be like her like power or something? Could, like, I don't know, like, why the fuck is Carol Ann her conscious as another time or something? I don't know. That just popped into my head. Anyway, digressing. Join us next one. 24 coming up. 25. Fuck, I don't even know. Next one's coming up. Scylla and Jonas take a walk into town. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 24. Okay, like the intro says, Scylla and Jonas, they're supposed to go into town to get some of the fucking supplies so she can make some good food and shit. So they're walking into town, and she didn't bring her red cloak. Thank God, right? So anyway, so they're walking into town, and it's a little chilly. It's a little chilly. So Jonas sees that. He's like, here, take my cloak. So she puts the cloak on, and of course, she starts going through the pockets, and she pulls out like a little talisman medallion, and he sees that, and he's like, hey, put that away. And she's like, what the fuck? And then that happens, and then they walk by like a bear temple, but then she's like, so what's up with his talisman and shit? And he's like, listen, and we find out a little bit about Jonas, right? And he goes, that's like the talisman of my family and my bloodline, and that stands for what I like represent, like loyalty, hustle, and respect. Like, I don't know, you can't see me. I don't know. That's what his family does, right? And they're like, cool. And then she's like, so like they're started doing a little flirting at this moment here, okay? Excuse me. So they start flirting, and he's flirting with her and flirting, and she's flirting back a little bit, like, you know, you want me, like, I don't want you. Like, I see you looking at me in the woods, like, it's not like that. Like, no, it is like that. And it's getting pretty hot and heavy. And then all of a sudden, as it's getting like that, she sees a Clenair. Like, they kind of walk by, and she's like, oh, shit, they're going to see me. Oh, shit, oh, shit. But they just keep fucking walking by, and then the sound goes away. And then she's like, okay, cool. Things are good. And then they start walking, and then it's kind of quiet and awkward again for a little bit. And then they start talking again, and she's like, so, like, what would you do if you weren't with the Blood Axe crew? Like, what would you be able to do? And he was like, you know, I don't know, I'd live some peaceful way. And what about you? And she's like, yeah, I'd have a farmstead, and I'd bake all day and have some chicken, and some chickens and some cows and all this stuff, and it'd just be pretty chill. And then it's like, all right, cool. And then we get into the big town square, right? Now we see like a blacksmith and the baker. And as we get into this town square, she starts looking around, right? And as she's looking around, she's like, oh shit, okay, there's a Clenaria, and all of a sudden she sees one like way over there. And I think this is one of those incidences where you see somebody and they're like, hey, and you're like, oh, hey, what's up, me? And then they walk right by you. But she's freaking the fuck out. And he's, oh yeah, she saved a dog. I forgot to say that. Fuck. Rewind. So they're walking down the alley, right? And this little dog fucking comes running out, and she scoops up the dog before it gets trampled by a guy and a horse. And the guy and the horse is like, what out of the fucking way, you stupid? And she's like, fuck you, you cunt. And he drives off, and Jonas is like, that's the way to fucking stay incognito, dude. And she's like, my bad. And then the little boy comes up and is like, oh, it's my dog. And thanks, dude. And takes off. And then now we go, here, let's fast forward. And now they're in the middle of town square, right? And there's a bunch of fucking Clenari. And I think this is the spot where one of these, like, you're like, hey, what's up? And they're like, hey. And you're like, oh, shit. And they were looking at the person behind you. But anyway, the guy like, hey, you there? Oh, shit. And jumps down on the ground. Fuck, I don't know. Join us. 25 coming up. My light's disrespecting me like that guy disrespecting Scylla by pushing her on the ground. Today, Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 25. Okay, sorry, I didn't charge my lights up last night, so they went out. That's why it looks darker. I apologize. And I also stated something wrong in the last chapter. I said that she saw the Clenary and they were like, oi, and they looked, pointed, and she ducked. That's not what happened. The guy was like, oi, and pushed her from behind, and that made her fall. And then, so I had to correct that one. So anyway, so that's where we start. So the guy's like, bam, pushed her on the ground, and she's like, oh shit, I got found. And that pisses Jonas off. And Jonas is just like, whoop-ah! he fucking just mollywops the guy, right? That pushed her down. And then they start fighting. Just go bam! And it just bam again, right? And then the dude's on the ground and they're punching and rolling. And then he's like, say you're sorry. Say you're sorry. The guy's like, never. And knocks him in the fucking face. And then he rolls down. And then they're sitting there going. And then the other guy gets on top. And then Jonas, the dude goes to punch. He blocks the guy's fist with his fist. And then bam! What is with the headbutts in this place? Like, holy shit. But anyway, it works. Breaks the dude's nose. He gets up on top. He's like, say sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, get the fuck out of here, bitch. And then everybody's like, yeah, clapping. And then he goes, okay, let me get my girl now. Hey, you cool? Hey, where fuck? Shit, she gone. She gone. Hey, I said get out of here. Embarrassing little ass. Get out of here. Pushing girls. Anyway, so he fucking finds Scylla standing like in a little alley, like, and she's like, fuck. So he gets between her and he's like, hey, you okay? Sorry, don't worry, I won't let anybody disrespect you. Pulling like his Flynn Rider fucking little shtick, right? And she's like, hey, why'd you do that? And he's like, listen, I don't stand for disrespect. And he disrespected you, he disrespected me. It's the warrior's way. And she's like, well, I was fucking brutal, I don't like it. Man, he's like, your daddy didn't tell you about the real world. It's like, apparently motherfucking not. And then it's like, all right, cool. Well, you good? Yeah, I'm good. So then they go shopping. Now, she is fucking loving it. It's like, put it this way. It's like if she got to go shopping at Erewhon. She just buying everything. The expensive shit, too. Like the super, everything. Fruits, nuts, berries, lions and tigers and bears. Oh, wow. No, anyway. But she's buying like the smoked salmon, some elk, herbs. He don't even know what he's buying. They're like, yeah, Elias. How is Elias going to come by in a wagon and pick it up? Are they going to put a little flag like, I have your order here. They ain't got fucking, how does he know? Does Elias know what motherfucking thyme and rosemary is? Like, I don't believe so. But anyway, digressing. So they're walking through this stuff and then she sees the apothecary sign, right? And she's like, hey, I'll be right back. I got to go run an errand. So she runs in there really quick. And then as she comes out, Jonas is like, so why are you taking them leaves? Like, if Ray says it's dangerous and she's like, hey, listen up here, guy. My daddy said, they're okay. And my daddy wouldn't lie to me. And Jonas is like, I understand what you're saying, but I know Ray, and Ray wouldn't say that shit if it wasn't true. And okay. And then the conversation ended, and they go back to the inn and the quietness. And that's where we end today. The build-up. You could feel it. I love it. I might break my 5-chapter rule. Anyway, digress. See you next time, folks. A night in the mead hall. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 26. Okay, so we're in the mead hall, right? And we got our girl Scylla. She's sitting there and she's chit-chatting with Hecla, right? And Hecla's like, hey, I'm gonna go get us some adult beverages. So she goes up because the little barkeep, she's too fucking busy. She's like, fuck it, I'm going to the bar. And so she goes to the fucking bar. And then now Scylla's sitting there. She doesn't have the black cape on, cloak. She got her red cape. And she take it off and she put it down. And then some canary walk. These motherfuckers, they're all like scary and shit. And she's like, oh shit, don't look at me. Shit, they're gonna find me. And then one of them like puts his hand on and is like, excuse. She's like, oh shit, they found me. And he's like, is this yours? And it's her cloak fell. And she's like, oh, thanks, sir. So then they sit down. And as they sit down, they kind of elbow her and shit. And I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be a problem, right? So they do that. And then she's kind of listening to them have a conversation about how shit's going on in the slattery? The fire burns the insides out. That person struck like a few towns down, right? We just read about that. So she hears that. And then Helga shows back up with the bear, with the arrow, with the meat. And she takes, oh God, how do you drink that shit? Like, yeah, it's an acquired taste. And then they go to this conversation where Helga's like, so what happened in the market today? It's up with you and Jonas. And she's like, listen, whatever was up with me and my loins for Jonas, that shit's done. She's like, wow, what happened? He's like, well, he beat the shit out of a guy. He was like, hey, his face, mid hand, bam, bam. Oh, I don't want to hit Timmy. That's why, bam, bam. Oh, I would never hit Timmy. Don't y'all think that? It's demonstration. So yeah, just like that guy in Jonas's hand. So anyway, so that happened. And she's like, listen, Jonas doesn't stand for disrespect. We're warriors. We have the warrior way. And then Like, we don't handle disrespect. And I'd have probably done the same thing. She goes, oh yeah? She's like, listen, Jonas is not a, I don't want to be disrespectful for Jonas because Jonas is not very, how do I say this without sounding like an asshole? He doesn't respect women, but he respects women, and he really protects women, but he doesn't respect women. You see what I'm saying? I hope that made sense. Okay, so anyway, so we go into that conversation, and then as that conversation is getting had, bam, she gets elbowed by Clenary again. She's like, fuck, this shit's gonna happen. And then here comes Jonas and Elias, and they sit down, and here's your money, here's your beverage money. And then Jonas sits down and starts fucking with her. He starts playing footsie with her, and she's like, I don't play footsie. And she ends up hitting the Clenary dude behind her. I'm like, oh shit, we about to have a bar fight up in here. And then that didn't happen. So that starts going, and then she's like, okay, you know what, Jonas? I'm gonna get you back, motherfucker. Plus, I got to get up on out of here because I don't want to be in here no more. It's getting kind of fucking sketchy and shit. So she gets up and she goes to the bar, and then she sees these two females, and she's like, hey, you see that guy over there with the pretty blue eyes? Yeah. And she's like, he likes it if you go, and then if you do this, and he knows what Lorcan did. And then, oh, what the fuck? So she's like going over there, and the girl sits down, and she's like, blah, blah, blah. And fucking Jonas is like, what the hell? And turns around, she's like, like, you send it, whatever. But then she takes out running, right? And as she goes running, bam, she runs into a fucking wall. Well, it's not really a wall. It's fucking Ray, built like a motherfucking brick wall, right? Because Ray doesn't believe the guards, because the guards are a little, woohoo. So he got them guarding. And then Jonas comes out a few seconds later, and Ray's like, what the fuck is happening? And Jonas is like, oh, you forgot your cape. Oh, shit, this is not working out well right now. What the fuck is happening? I don't know. Join us for the next one. I don't think Scylla was expecting that when she said, Jonas, you should go after what you want. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 27. Okay, so we're on the road again. Hey, yeah, the Blood and Axe crew's on the road again. Ho, hey. So we're going up north again, and we're on the Road of Bones. And Scylla's like, all right, we're about to go to Crakey's house. Crikey, Crackers. I ain't figured his fucking name out yet. But anyway, they're on the way, and Scylla's trying to figure out how she gonna get the information in the book from this guy, right? And she's like, he likes Brezin and girls, so I'm gonna talk to him and get him drunk. Like, what the fuck? So she's trying to figure this shit out, and then they pull into camp one night, does everybody doing their normal things, and then she walks out to the woods, and she's going to the van down by the river. No, actually, she's making her little altar to pray to the gods, right? And as she's doing that, Jonas walks up behind and is like, hello, little miss, what are we doing, girls? Like, what's up, girl? And she's like, oh, shit. And he's like, why you got our provision? And she's like, whoa, chill. And he's like, oh, so listen, it's cool, whatever, pray to your old gods, the new gods, the old gods and the new gods. I really don't give two flatty fups, but you don't need to be out in the motherfucking woods alone. And she's like, I know, I'm sorry. And then they have like this kind of, well, when that happens, I'm sorry. When he sees her, he puts her hand on her, and she pulls a little knifey, and he's like, oh yeah, and then you think you got me, curls, and then oh shit, you was never in control, girlfriend. You're up like a 9-year-old skill level, and I'm many winters old. That's what but then they have the conversation, and then they like, all right, let's get back. So they have a conversation, and now we get a little inside look at Jonas a little bit. Okay, so he kind of gives some insight about his life and how his family lost the land, kind of like the lie that she told him. These lies are fucking her over so bad because these people are trying to trust her, even though they don't want to, they're trusting her, and it's not gonna be good. There's gonna be some disappointment coming up. I feel it. I feel she's about to crush the motherfucking warrior hearts with her lies, and it hurts me. But anyway, so that happens. So we hear the story about Jonas and Elias and how they lost it. And then on the walk back, she's like, hey, listen, you got to go after what you want. You can't just sit back. You got to make your dreams come true. And if you want it, you got to go and get it. And then she turns around, and I think it's all like, rah! And I think he's going to go in and try to play some Olympics. Because she's like, what are you doing? I'm taking what I want. So join me for the next one. We're going to figure out. I think it might be a spicy one coming up. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Join me. Jonas just got cock-blocked by a skullgunger, or an evil Groot, as we're gonna call him. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 28, I believe. Yeah, 28. Okay, sorry, 28. Fucking, I get lost in what chapter I'm on. Anyway, so they was in the woods, Jonas and Scylla, and she's like, "You need to take what you want." He's like, "I want you." Rawr! And he goes at it. She's like, "Oh shit." So he got her all up against a tree and shit, and he's like, "Hey, it's just a distraction, right?" And she's like, "Oh Lord, I thought we was gonna play some Olympics and get one of them O'Reillys. Oh, it's fun. Wow. I thought we was gonna get one of them, right?" But as it starts going on, there's some like deep kissing, and he's like, "Man, I've never been this turned on." And he's like, "Here, let me help you," and lifts her up and up against a tree, and shit's about to get hot and heavy, and all of a sudden he's like, "Wait, you hear that shit?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, what's that?" We put her on and we turn around. It's a skullgunger. I'm probably saying it wrong, but basically, it's like an evil Groot. Pretend you got an evil Groot with these red eyes, but instead of looking cool tree, it's all decay and mossy and nastiness. Anyway, the skullgunger comes rushing at him, and Jonas is like, "Fuck this shit," takes his axe and what, and fucking mollywops the arms off, and Scylla's like, I can't see, oh, look at this shit. Looks at it, walks that time, sees the head go flying, and it's just, I mean, listen, it was a quick battle. I don't know what would have lasted longer, honestly. Jonas fighting the motherfucking skullgunger, because he was pretty excited on this one. I think she's not very experienced, and that was making him even, if you know what I mean, a lot more excited about it. So I don't know. He might have been a 3-pump dump chump at that one and just mind blown. But anyway, digressing. So they killed the skullgunger, or the baby evil baby Groot, or evil Groot, whatever we're calling him. And then he's like, "All right, listen, we got to come up with a motherfucking story, because we can't be telling him I was out here about to take you all up on a tree and shit, right? So you was in a van down by the river washing up, and then I saw the skullgunger, and then now we're, okay? Get it? Got it? Good. Join us, chapter 29, coming up. Skydra and that golden thread. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 29. Okay, so, Skydra, she's made it to the last town, the Satvia, right? So she up in there, and she's going through checking all the fucking meat halls and shit, and ain't finding out shit. Somehow she got a letter from the queen, and apparently the queen knows who Scylla and what Scylla is. Motherfucking, would you please tell us? Like, I don't know what she is. Or what she is. We'll figure it out maybe one day. But anyway, so she's going and she's looking around. She's about to fucking give up hope. And then she walks into the boar's head inn, right? So she goes in there and she's looking around. There's the barkeep. So she walks up to the barkeep. She's like, "Hey, barkeep, you know any curly hair girl may had her hair pulled back, curly, red cape?" And the barkeep's like, "Listen, we got a lot of chicks in here, but when she says red cape, the fucking canary guy, he's like, hey, I saw them. Matter of fact, they were sitting right here a few nights ago. What? Tell me what you want to know." And the guy's like, "Well, what's it to you?" And she's like, "Ugh, I'll give you 3 fucking coins." And he's like, "That shit ain't enough." And she's like, "You know what? Fuck this shit." Like, he was pretty smart. He could take like her angers and shit. And she's like, "Okay, I got something for you." We finally see what the golden thread is. Now, the way it's described is the golden thread is when she starts to go in and like the emotions in the mind, she'll, and she going in. I guess the golden thread is the Clanair's free will thread, and it kind of leans into, I guess, the Burscum. Maybe like the Burscum, it like makes it see or something, because remember, only the Clanair have the free will, and they have, like, if I'm not mistaken, they have like this, they're addicted to the Burscum, or maybe they take the Burscum and that's what allows the people to control them. Because like she goes up in his mind and she's like, "Hey, tell me what the fuck you know, bitch tits." And then they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah. Well, they was sitting next to me with the female with a prosthetic arm, and a guy with the blue eyes and the brown hair and the blind eye, and this guy, and then the one hit the guy in the shoulder, and the one guy said they was gonna go to the Scala Ridge, and they gotta go talk to a guy named Cracker or Crackeye or Crackay or Craig, I don't know and shit. But all the information," and then she's like, "Cool." And then she pulls out and the guy's like, "So you want the information or not?" And she's like, "Nah, fuck off, bitch. I'm out of here. Chuck deuces. And she gets up and leaves, and she's like, all right, so I know they're going here. So my plan is I'm going to go to the intersection and wait for them. And that's how we end the chapter. All right, one more for today, folks, coming up. Some alone time with Ray. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories. Almost fucked that one up. A Road of Bones, chapter 30. Okay, so we're at the part of the story where now Ray is like, all right, listen, y'all gonna keep taking the wagon and go that way, and I'm gonna take Scylla and another horse, and we gonna go see Cracky. And Scylla's like, excuse me, Mr. Ray, I can't ride a horse. And what the fuck? Oh my God. So anyway, all right, cool, whatever. You gonna spend some time with me on the horse? They're all like, whatever. And then as they're about to leave and shit, freaking Hecla is like, Ray, make sure you keep training. And Ray's like, oh, fine, whatever. So they get up on the horse, pack, and they go riding out. And they're gonna meet him in a few days, and they go. So now they're riding out, and it's all quiet, and she's sitting up on the horse, and he's like, listen, find the rhythm, because she all just bong. You got to find the horse's rhythm. You find the ride. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Come on, boys. We're riding a horse this time. So anyway, so they're going, and they're riding a horse, and then after it's going to be 5 minutes, she's like, so, and he's like, God damn it, you couldn't be quiet more than 5 fucking minutes. And then they start talking. And she's like, listen, I need to know about this guy. So we hear the history of old Cracky and how he used to be the leader. And then they voted him out because basically he stopped being a good leader, and Elias almost got schmeckled, and Ray took an arrow to the leg, and he would have been, old DED dead. He gone, so he gonna be mad. And basically the plan is they're gonna go there, they're gonna try to talkie, use her as bait. He's even like, listen here, Curls, I'm using you as bait. What do you think of that, Tim? That's bullshit. But it's gonna come out. I mean, at least he's being honest with it, like, you're the bait, all right? And if not, I'm gonna have you be the distraction, and I'm gonna find the book. Now remember, Hecla said, don't ever turn your back to him and don't be alone with him. Not gonna go well. I have a bad feeling about this whole interaction. But anyway, so they're riding there, and really they're kind of talking. We hear about the Blood Axe crew. We get a little bit more about Ray. We learn a little bit more about him. Ray's understanding that she's trying to use horse to get to him. Ray loves horse too. They had to wait a whole week one time when horse got infected. So that's coming in. We're just kind of seeing what's going. Like, I'm starting to wonder, is she going to fall for Ray or is she going to fall for Jonas? Kind of wonder what's going to happen here. But anyway, digressing. That's where we're at now. Up to 30. They're on the way to Cracky's house. I don't know. Yeah, that's where we are. Anyway, join us next time, folks. Vampire deer and a little bit of insight on these leaves. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, A Road of Bones, chapter 31. Okay, so we start out, we got Ray and Scylla, right? And they're riding a horse, and they're and Scylla's not having a good time riding the horse, okay? So they get there, they're just having some, I gotta tell Mike, anyway, they're riding a horse, and they're just having some conversation, and she's like, oh, that's this and that, and just pointing out all the different things that she sees, right? And Ray's like, shut up, you're just talking so much. But anyway, they finally get to where they're going, right? And they kind of sit down, and they're setting up camp and stuff, and she's like, hey, I'm gonna go to the stream and splash some water in my face and shit. I gotta splash some water in my face because I'm tired, okay? Tell me, hey, all right, so she's tired. And so she walks up to the stream. Don't sneak the cat butt in when I take my hand up. I swear, here. We're going to move the book to hide the cat butt. Okay, haha, I win again. So anyway, so she walks up to the stream, right? And she's in the stream. Oh, fucking move. Anyway, special guest Timmy now. Okay, so anyway, she goes to the stream and she's splashing the water in her face. And all of a sudden, she look up and she like, oh, fuck me. It's a vampire! What the fuck is a vampire deer? I guess it's a blood-eating vampire deer. Literally. So this deer with, I guess, fangs and blood-covered fur fucking runs at her, jumps across. Like, she's like, she freezes completely. This thing like body checks her, lands on top of her. She's like, oh no, I'm gonna die! Completely freezes up, and then all of a sudden just feels like this this warm blood trickle. Like, what the fuck happened? And then all of a sudden, fucking Ray Ray just like fucking picks her up and is like, what the fuck, girl? You didn't even pull out your dagger. And what do you mean? What do you mean? What did you say? You saw? Yeah, it's been following us for 3. What? Oh my God, Ray Ray set her up. And then he's like, yeah, I guess that training with Hecla ain't doing shit. Like, you didn't do nothing. She gets fucking so pissed. She's like she gets mad. She walks up to him. Oh shit, hang on. I gotta try to get this right. So this is Ray Ray. It's not Barlow Jr., it's Ray Ray right now. And I'm Scylla. She's like, yo, mother, bam! And yeets the crap out of him like 4 feet away, right? He falls down on his ass. She's like, oh shit, are you okay? He's like, oh, starts laughing like, what the fuck? Like a little lightning crackle or something. Scylla got powers. Scylla got powers. What the fuck? So anyway, so that happens, and like you hit your head or something. No, they're fine, and they make camp, but no fire tonight because they're scary animals. And then they're sitting there, and then she's like, I need my leaves. And she pops one in, and then she's like, I should be good for 2 leaves tonight. I fucking earned it. Like, girl, you fiending or something? Like, stop, that's not good. Like, moderation. Everything should be in moderation. Okay, I don't care what it is. Moderation, that's the key to life. Unless it's really good sex, then just have the living shit out of that, okay? Anyway, digressing. So that just goes, and then she takes the other leaf, and this is where Ray Ray's like, hey, you shouldn't do that. That shit's fucking evil for you. And she's like, you know what? After a while, she's like, who do you know like died from the leaves? And he's like, it was my brother. Like, oh shit. So she kind of gets the insight on why Ray Ray doesn't like the leaves. So I guess Ray Ray's brother got addicted to the leaves and then they poisoned him. So I don't know if that means he was a fanatic because he was talking about the fanatic. So I don't know if he went that route or he just got addicted to him and then went down. Like, I don't know exactly, but we'll find out a little bit more hopefully on that one. And then as she's like, okay, cool, down for the night. Fucking Carol Ann! Fucking, what is her point? Anyway, Carol Ann comes in. Maybe she got a point here. She's like, you know, you could quit the leaves anytime you wanted. And she's like, yeah, but I don't want to. Like, okay, we got a problem. Okay, Scylla, we got a problem. We need to have a little bit of intervention, okay? I need my voices. Let's sit Scylla down for an intervention right now. Anyway, next time, join us, chapter 32. Day 2 to Crank. We're just gonna call him Cranky because he a cranky ass motherfucker. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 32. Okay, so it's day 2 and listen, Ray Ray is, if Ray Ray had a social meter, fucking Scylla has drained the living fuck out of it. He's just like, can I please get 2 minutes apiece? Like, he's annoyed as fuck. So they finally get to this beautiful view now. They come up to like this beautiful field on a hill and there's some fireweed flowers. That sounds cool. What is fireweed? Can we ruin it? That's my question. Inquiring minds want to know. Put that down in the comments. But anyway, okay, digressing. So I guess it's called like the Finar. I'm fucking that name up, but it's a beautiful view and fucking old man fucking Cranky walks out, right? So Cranky walks out like, what the fuck you want, Ray Ray? And Ray Ray jumps down and he's like, hey, what's up, Crank? Cranky's like, what the fuck you want? Like, what is happening? So they start yapping and talking and he's like, listen, we just need to talk and look, and Scylla jumps down and is like, hey, and they're making some conversations like, what are you? I'm the new cook. What? You already what did you say? But anyway, they sit here and manage to do a little bit of a small talk and stuff. And then she's like, hey, let me check out your house. And he's like, oh, all right, cool. So he kind of welcomes him in. And then they go to the house and then they're talking and he pours some Brinson, some whiskey, some fire whiskey, right? And then she takes a little sip and she's like, I don't really like it. And then you got to drink it, be a good guest. And okay, so he takes a sip. And then they're sitting there and they're small talking back and forth, right? Like, tell me the legends of the Crack. Fuck, what is this guy's name? Even if you write it in the comments, I can't read it anyway. Anyway, digressing. So that's how they got to the house. It's like, tell me your tales. So they go there and then finally after a few minutes, he's like, okay, what's up? Just cut the bullshit. Why are you here? So finally, Ray Ray's like, listen, we got a job up north, okay? A lot of people in trouble, and I need the book. You know which one I'm talking about. The Book of Creatures in Isildur, or some shit like that. And he's like, listen, that book is like a death sentence, right? Anybody who owns it, it's like, it's not good, so I destroyed it. You should have fucking known that. And she's like, wait, what? And he's like, but I've memorized it word for word because I'm fucking smart like that. I don't know. Maybe he's just saying that. I think he's just saying that to figure some shit out, right? But anyway, so then he's like, fuck, okay. So what do you want? And he's trying to work it out. And then finally, Scylla's like, listen, I'll cook motherfucking dinner tonight. I'll make a nice stew, and then we'll have full bellies, and it'll be great, and then we can talk about the book, right? And fucking Cranky's like, yeah, I want to try your stew. That's a new word, stew. I'm gonna remember that one. Oh man, my wife has a good stew. Anyway, digressing. See how that works right there? Okay, so anyway, so that happens, and like, all right, cool. Make me a stew. And that's where we end off. So, well, she gonna have to have the gift of gab to get herself out of this one, I guess. We'll figure it out. Join us, 33, coming up. Scylla, what did you think would happen when you would try to go drink for drink with a retired warrior? You're 20 winters old. I can't even. Let's talk about it. Today on Wisebeyondthestories, Road of Bones, chapter 33, Scylla turns to that girl. Wow. Okay, so they're at Cracky's house, right? And she's like, hey, I cooked some good dinner. So she cooks up the stew. They eat it. And he's like, okay, I can see your persuasion works, right? Yeah. Okay, so that works. And then all of a sudden they're talking and blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, listen, what do you want? And he's like, listen, we just want some information and shit. So they're trying. He's like, this ain't gonna work. I tell you what, let's play a game. Okay. Cause she was trying to like use the whole, okay. She was trying to be like, tell me about Ray Ray and make him drink a lot of drinks. And it's just not working. She's trying to do the whole like, yeah, like, God, not really, but like take a sip and like, here, take a full shot. And he's basically like, listen, bitch, I mean that in the nicest way, but seriously, like, girl, what are you doing? What are you thinking? I've been drinking longer. Like, I've been drinking longer than you've been alive, okay? There's no way you're out drinking me, girl. Like, just stop it. What do you want? And she's like, all right, listen. I tell you what, we need some information. He's like, cool, we're gonna play a game. I ask a question, tell it, and we just drink for drink per question, okay? Drink for drink, and then as long as you tell the truth, we'll keep playing. And good faith first. So, okay, cool. And then but Ray Ray asked the questions, and Ray Ray's like, I'll do the drinking. No. Okay, so Ray Ray gonna ask the questions, Scylla gonna do the drinking. Yeah, that's what we both said. And then they start going. And at first question, Ray Ray's like, do you know of a possible creature in the mist with the holes and the pulses? Like, wow. And he's like, I don't know, maybe. Okay, Scylla, how did you get? Well, see, I hit in the back like, wow, you gave up so much information. So finally, as questions go, she kind of sees it. It's not looking good. Craigie basically comes down and she's Dunyan rings, okay? She is done. We've basically found out there's the possibilities of maybe a creature called a drugger or something that can suck mist up from the ground, but not enough to cover it, but they're not known to go into people's houses. And that's what we kind of learned before Scylla is outside ralphing up some dinosaurs, having a puke and rally. Like she's blah. Okay, cool. She's like, okay, I'm good to go. Round 2. Let's go. And he's like, nah, you're good, Sunshine. I appreciate everything that you did. Like, keep calling her Sunshine. It's so funny. And she's like, I did a good job. Right, I do a good job. And he's like, yeah, you did a good job, Sunshine. Like, did she though? Or are we just saying that because we feeling bad for her? Because all we learn is that it might possibly be something that possibly not. What the fuck? I don't know, but she gonna have one hell of a hangover in the next chapter. I tell you what. Join me then. Does anybody know a good therapist? I'm reading about a guy named Jonas. I'm fucking his name up. But he needs to talk to somebody, and quick. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 34. Okay, so we left off last chapter. Scylla's she tried to outdrink Cranky. That shit ain't working. Now we go into town, right? And we're with fucking Giannis, not Jonas. Y'all been 30 chapters. I've been calling this dude a fucking Jonas brother, and his name is fucking Giannis. Fucking. Anyway, I love it. So, anyway, Giannis is sitting in the motherfucking, he's in the mead hall, right? And he's sitting there, and he's daydream believing I wanna get Scylla in my bed. Hey, he is daydreaming about Scylla like, this is fucking rare. And all of a sudden he's like, wait, stop. That's not, no. I gotta think about the important shit, because she gonna be leaving soon, and I gotta think about the good shit. I gotta think about getting my farmstead and my hearth and Elias a wife with the little children running around. That's the focus. Focus. Focus, Wise. Focus. Okay, that's what motherfucking Giannis is saying to himself. And then as that's happening, all of a sudden, he's like, all right, I'm gonna focus on that stuff. He sees like this one girl and he's like, yeah, nah, I don't want no girl. I'm focusing. And then somebody walks by and has it's a beer hall. I don't, like, if it's not on purpose, sometimes you gotta let shit go. But I guess he gets bumped into in some beer, kinda. I'm just preparing. It goes down his back and he's like, fuck, disrespect. It's like fucking, like Sheldon, like, Penny. He's like, disrespect. Fucking loses his shit, gets up, fuck this shit, grabs old boy by the hair, turns him around, and is like, you fucking spilled beer on me, bitch. And old boy is like, what the fuck? Bam! Fucking goes to punch Giannis in the jaw. Giannis is like, go. You made me bleed my own blood, bitch. Bam! And then just, dude, Giannis gets on top of this guy. Like, I can't say what I was going to say because, woo, man, that was fun. It was my 18th anniversary yesterday. Woohoo! We had a good night. Anyway, digressing. So he was beating the shit out of motherfucker. And finally, Elias comes up and is like, hey, my guy, you need to chill the fuck out. If you keep doing this, you're going to be like that guy we heard about, Dominic Toretto, at the fucking racetrack, beating the guy for cheating and stuff. Yeah, don't do that. Whatever. Anyway, digressing. So he's like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm cool. And then they go and sit at the table, and he starts drinking the mead. And then he goes, you know what? Maybe I just need to release some tension. I need to find me a good woman. Now, I'm not sure if this is the right idea, your current state of mind, but okay, you do what you gotta do, Giannis. And he looks and he sees the girl that he was looking at earlier that looked at him, and he's like, hey, and then he does a little finger thing. And I guess some women can come with one finger. I don't know. But anyway, one more chapter coming up. I don't know how Scylla did it, but she managed to go from sneaking into the back of a wagon to a guaranteed agreement with an honorable guy to get safely to Copa. Wow, that was fucking wild. Let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 35. Sorry, I got a cat in my lap. So anyway, okay, so they're back at the fucking intersection, right? And they come down, well, they're riding back, sorry. Scylla is, I told you she's gonna be hungover. They've had to stop a few times, and she's been ralphing up, calling up the dinosaurs hungover, but she's slowly getting there, sipping some water, eating some bread. Fucking Ray's enjoying the peaceful time and shit. And then all of a sudden, you know, she starts feeling better and starts yapping, and Ray's like, there went my piece. My piece! I always want my piece back. But anyway, so then they come up, right? And as they're talking and shit, excuse me, they're sitting there talking, and basically we find out that Ray got the book. He pulled the book out, and like, how did you get the book? Like, well, when you try to drink Cranky out, like, he passed out later, and I found it. Like, I knew he wouldn't destroy the book. It was under the floorboard, so I pulled it out. So, you know, you kept your word. But yeah, and she's like, yeah, see, you can trust me. He's like, hell no, I can't trust you. That's what she said. She was like, you know, you can trust me. I did my part. He's like, I can't trust you. Like, you lied. Like, even though we got the book and you kept your word about that, like you lied. When Cranky asked you about like the land stuff, like, he was like, that's, everybody know you lying. So that happens. And as they're having this conversation and shit, all of a sudden it gets quiet. And then I don't know what it is. I thought it was fucking Skydra, but Skydra didn't have red hair. But I was like, maybe she can change. I don't know. I didn't know she had a power, but it wasn't her, but it was some assassin. Assassin comes in, is all like, wah! And fucking they fall off the horse. Well, not fall. Fucking Ray grabs them. They jump off the horse. She grabs the sword and shield. And then this motherfucker, boom, 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 so fast. It like cuts Ray on the legs and shit, right? Fucks him all up. And finally, he's like, ah! And he's fucking trying to fight it. And this assassin's on top and is like, I'm gonna enjoy gutting you, boy, instead of just like letting it go. And then fucking Scylla comes out of nowhere, but with the wrong end of the axe, Scylla. You're supposed to use the sharp edge. You know, the sharp edge. It's a slicing. You slash and hack with it. It's not like in the you pointy. It's not. You're supposed to slash, but nah. I guess she takes it and clumps him upside the head. I don't fucking Christ, Scylla. Anyway, I don't know how this is gonna work, but anyway, so Ray pointed that out. She's like, I can't murder nobody. Like, what do you mean? They just tried. Anyway, Ray handles that. And then it's just, they're by a cliff and Ray just kind of pushes it off a cliff. I'm like, that's the funniest shit I ever read. Scylla's like, that's, and Ray goes, easy? And she's like, fucking rude. He's like, listen, girl, listen, I appreciate all you done to me, but you got to understand here, some shit you just got to deal with. If you don't schmeckle that, it'll come back and schmeckle you later, okay? It's how it is. It's the real world out here, motherfucker. So that happens, and then it's like, okay, listen, they have a little, come to their god meet. I don't know what their gods are called. I was going to say Odin, but they're not actual like Vikings, but they're going to come to their god, and they have an agreement like, all right, listen, I'm going to keep your secret. In their conversation, he gave up his real name, like Ragnar Gunglar. I'm going to fuck it up, but Ray gave up his name, and she's like, listen, I'm going to keep your secret, okay? Don't worry about it. Like, how do I trust you? Because listen, you keep my secret about the fucking lies, because sometimes, you know, secrets are okay to happen there, guy. And he's like, okay, you know what? All right, cool. So they come to an agreement. They shake hands, and they shake hands. She gonna keep the secret of his name, and he gonna promise to get her safely to fucking Copa. So that's where we're at now. So they made an agreement. Some red-eyed, redhead, scary thing tried to get him. They knocked him off. This fucking shit's getting real. Join us next time, folks. I don't think Scylla's reading the room too well in this chapter. Let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 36. Okay, so freaking Scylla and Ray, they're coming back into town, right? And they get into town, and basically they've made their agreement that they're going to take him to Copa, right? So they get back into town, and they pull up, and Ray's like, get off the motherfucking horse, go find the peeps and shit, and I'm going to go put the horse in. And like, all right, cool. So she goes inside, and she's looking around for everybody, and she sees Hecla, and Hecla's like, come on, let's go. So they're getting ready for like the longest day fest, right? So they're going in there, and they get in the room, and she cleaning up in the bucket and cleaning all the grime and stuff off, right? And so as they're sitting there, Hecla got her a little lavender dress. So I believe it was a lavender dress. So they got her a dress, and we're sitting here talking, and Hecla's like, listen, or Scylla's like, hey, why are you doing all this and stuff? And she's like, listen, I love the Blood Axe crew. I love hanging out with them, but it's the same thing every goddamn night when you hang out with a bunch of dudes. They get drunk, they tell their fucking stories, and they bullshit about their stories, and then it's rinse and repeat. Tonight, I want to lay my hair down, and I want to hang out with one of my friends, my female friends. And she's like, cool, let's go. So Hecla even puts on a little outfit, looking all snazzy-dazzy, looking all good. So the two ladies are all dressed up. They see the people going out and getting ready to go, and they're like, all right, let's go. So they all go down, and they're sitting there, and people start showing up, and then the whole crew's showing up, and everybody's chicking and chatting and talking, and she's all like, did you hear the good news? I'm going to be part of the Blood Axe crew, and y'all are going to safely take me to Copa. And everybody's like, wait, what? Is that for real? Yeah. And they're like, wow, how'd you pull that off? And this is where she starts laying like, oh, didn't you hear? I was so vital in getting the information from Cranky. And they're like, what do you fucking mean? And they're like, oh yeah, we played fucking Truth or Drink. And they're like, wait a second. You drank with Cranky, the dude with like a steel, how many rounds did you go? And they're like, oh, 3. what? And you, what? So everybody's kind of like, what the fuck? But she's laying this on. It ends up pissing fucking Ray Ray off. So he's like, "Urgh." He storms off a little bit. Now it's time to go eat. So they go and get their food, right? And they're doing that. And they come in, she sits down. She decides to not get any protein. And no chicken. You should have got some chicken. You need to have the protein. Always take a protein. Don't need them sweet rolls. But anyway, I get it. Excuse me. Oh, nose is acting up today. So anyway, so she sits down, and then some dude named Asgard. Anyway, Asgard. He comes up, and now he apparently is like a troll. So I don't know. He goes around for another Jarl. I can't remember all these names, y'all, but a Jarl in the area, and he goes and collects the taxes and shit from all the nearby lands. And this guy's like sitting down talking to her, and he's like, "Oh, hello, Scylla. I'm Asgard," and kisses her hand and is like talking, like, you got any friends? He's like, "Yeah, I got friends are coming." He's like, "Well, I'm gonna chill until they come back." And then he's pitching the woo, like trying to get her. It really seemed like he's trying to get her. He seems to know a lot too, which is kind of fucked up. But anyway, so we heard about him, and then the crew starts showing back up, and then they sit down, and then they're chilling, and then Hecla is like, they're like, "What's that guy?" And they're like, "Well, his name is Asgard. He was just saying hi and told me to come see him later." And they're all like, "Ha, what happens on the longest day stays on the longest day." It's like their version of Vegas or something, right? So anyway, so that happens, and then they eat, and then Hecla's like, "Come on, let's go have some fun." And then the two females go tra-la-la-la-la-dee-land, and they're gonna go off for the night. Let's see what happens. So I bet somebody's gonna end up DED in the next few chapters. Let's find out. Join me for the next one. There's a little bit of girl time tonight at the longest day. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 37. Okay, so Helka and Scylla is like, "We out this bitch. We gonna go have some fun because you dudes is boring as fuck, right?" So they go, and as they're walking, they stop by a little table, and they braid their hair and put some flowers in it because, you know, she never got to celebrate it like this. So they go, and then they're starting to celebrate, and they're having conversation like, "All right," Hekla's like, "All right, we gonna find you a man for the night," and shit. Like, "Okay, we gonna find a man. Cool. So they're walking around, and they're looking, and they got their hair braided, and then they walk outside. Of course, they grab a few ales on the way out, and they see a big old bonfire and stuff. Now, as they're at this bonfire, Scylla notices people are making like tributes to the gods and stuff, and she's like, "Wait a second, that's not right. How come the Clynare ain't getting mad?" And Helka's like, "Man, the Clynare just drunk as fuck like the rest of us. Tonight's like the one night nobody gonna say no, not or nothing, okay?" So she's like, "All right, cool." And then fucking after that happens, "Carol Ann, why are you showing up, girl? Oh my God. I ain't figured out Carol Ann. Apparently, I really don't know what a lot's going on because Sekla fucking Skara's got red hair, and I don't think she's dead yet. Why? Anyway, focus-wise, we're on a bonfire. Bonfire! Focus-wise, focus. Okay, so we're at the bonfire. Carol Ann shows up and is like, "You need to make a fucking offering and shit." Like, what the hell? So she's like, "You should have saved some of your food, and you should have done this." And she's like, "Man, fuck off, bitch tits." So she takes out some of her her flowers in her hair, and then kisses her knuckles and shit, right? And then that happens, and then they start walking back. Excuse me. And then they made the offering, and then Carol Ann's talking again, just annoying as fuck. And then she's talking about how her dad would like this, and how she's having so much fun, and her dad really didn't like her. Longest day fest was just some shit in the backyard, like a quick small backyard barbecue bonfire. Get out, go. We back to work. Like, she's realizing they were surviving and not living, right? So, okay, so they get done with that, and then they start coming back, and her and Hecla are having, talking, they're drinking. They get back with the guys, and as they walk up, she sees Giannis has got a girl on his lap. She ain't happy about that. She like, "Jealousy doesn't look good on you, Scylla." Okay, I can't sing. Anyway, yeah, so jealousy doesn't look really good on her, but she's like, "Fuck it, I can handle it." And then Hecla notices, and she's like, "Oh shit, we forgot to get you a man." And she's like, "Man, don't worry about it. We cool. She's like, "All right, you sure?" Listen, I think she's gonna go get the Gunner. She's gonna go be with Gunner for a little while. She's like, "Hey, you'll have the room all night to yourself, Dula. Don't worry about it." And she's like, "All right, cool, bet." And then they leave, and then all of a sudden she's like, "What am I gonna do?" So, sorry about that. Asgard ends up showing up. He's like, "What up, my lady?" And she's like, "You know what? Fuck it. Why not? You only live once, right? So she's like, come on, Asger, let's go. And they walk over to a little dark area, and then Asger pulls her close, and then shit's about to start getting hot and heavy, and he's getting all close and shit, and all of a sudden, yanked off. And Giannis with his fucking blue eyes piercing like, what are you doing, my girl? It's about to get interesting right here. I see why people say Giannis has got some red flags, a little jealous ass bitch. But anyway, join us for the next one. Well, this chapter filled a plot hole. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, The Road of Bones, chapter 38. It's a spicy one. Okay, so let's talk about it. So, Scylla took Asger into a little hallway, and Asger started to kiss on her. That pissed Jonas off. So Jonas walks up and goes, yeet, off my girl, my guy. What the fuck? And Asger's like, yo, what the fuck, my dude? And Jonas is like, you need to get to stepping, bitch. You be disrespecting my friend here. And then Asger's like, yo, what's up? All right, what you want me to do, Scylla? So Scylla steps in and is like, look, just like, he a little angry. Just you, it best be off if you just want to go. So she tries to diffuse the situation, right? And then finally, she's like, dude, what the fuck, Jonas? And Jonas is like, look, I fucked up, all right? Listen, I made a mistake. I need you. I want you. And she's like, what the fuck you talking about? You just had that bimbo on your leg and shit. I tried to get over you. I couldn't. I fucked up. I made a mistake. Now, I don't know if he really feels like this or if he just pitching the woo to try to get some plot holes filled. But we'll figure it out. Because anyway, she's like, really? All right, she believes him. Let's go. So anyway, they end up going back to the room, right? And the room is just like her room, except his room has an Xbox in it. That is so crazy how some rooms just have Xbox in it, right? So anyway, so they decide, hey, let's play this new game I got. It's called the Olympics, right? So they start going and they start doing the warm-ups in the training pack. It's called the 4 training, right? So they're doing the 4 training and stuff, and they're little moving around, little doing that stuff, right? And then all of a sudden he's like, I'm gonna make sure you enjoy this. And she's like, I guess she's not very experienced. And he's like, don't worry, I got it. So he goes down and he starts working on that controller, right? He starts working on that Xbox, but he's like, bam, bam, bam. And he's like, look, I'm gonna show you this cool trick. It's a 1-finger trick, right? And he's like, boop, 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 and he's just using that trigger, right? And he's like, hang on. And then I got the 2-trigger technique, bah, 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 bah. And he starts doing that one. And she's like, oh, O'Reilly's Jonas, ow. So Jonas, like, she happy with that one. And he's like, all right, cool, let's go again. So then they start doing another level, right? And then they're doing another level. And then she's like, would you show me how the big joystick works? And he's like, sure. And once again, folks, okay, brick shit house. All right, look, baby leg. We're just going to talk about that. But anyway, he fills the plot hole in that whole story on the video game, right? It was very good writing for that story mode. And apparently he sends her to space. I'm talking almost like if Rune would have showed up. She was high in the sky. And she very, very much enjoyed it. He was very good at filling the plot hole of the story. I guess some parts of the story were a little painful because she's never read a story that big before, right? But I guess she got through it. And then when they were done playing the game and reading that new story mode, and he was like, wow, so how was that? And she's like, that was good. I really wish we could play again. And he's like, well, if you're talking, we definitely have to play again because my work here is not done. Hello, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I see the red flags, but it's okay. We're all having a good time with consenting adults. Anyway, join us for the next one, folks. So Ray Ray doesn't like secrets, and yet we all gonna keep secrets from Ray Ray. We're gonna call this chapter Dirty Little Secrets. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 39. Okay, so Jonas and Scylla, they're taking a break. They're sitting there looking at each other, and basically Scylla's asking Jonas about all the scars, and he's naming them, and then he's like, oh, what about the scar above? And then she says, oh, I got that. Apparently, when I hit my head on a corner of a table when I was like 2, or that's what her parents said. And then when she says that, she kind of retreats somewhere. And Jonas notices, like, hey, where are you going? Where are you going? And she's like, oh, no, I'm here. So they're talking, right? Now, we find out before this conversation of what's going on is Jonas is like, I need to put fire on the wood. We got to get up early. We got to get going. Man, what have I done? I really kind of like this girl. Like, what the hell is he going through this? We find out that was actually Scylla's first time, okay? I did not realize it was her first time. I thought she'd said okay. So it was her first time. So there was a little extra mess to clean up. Not a big deal. And he was a real gentleman, got a bucket and helped clean all that up. So that was cool. And then she's like, so listen, would you be a distraction for me again tomorrow night? And he's like, hell yeah, I'll be a distraction under the stars. And they're like, well, hey, how are we going to, like, we're going to come up with a signal, like a bat signal. Like, I'll either like twist my hair or I'll rub my hand, my nose, and then we'll make excuses and we'll go play some Olympics in the woods, right? And then like happening, and then, excuse me. And then Jonas is like, listen, we got to set some rules too. Like, don't be doing that with no nada. You are mine, like my guy. One time and you're like this, and she's like, hey, what the fuck? Then you don't be, he's like, bet. All right, cool. And then she's toying with him. She goes, wait a second. You get jealous? Really? What if I were to like put my sleeping furs next to Elias? Don't fucking do that. Like, whoa, chill, my guy. What if I sit next to Gunnar at dinner? Don't you do? Whoa, okay. Scylla's realizing she's got the power. Oh, Jonas is in for it. But anyway, we are there. And so they had that conversation. They made their agreement. And she's like, all right, it's time for me to go to bed. I got to get some sleep. So she gets dressed and she stumbles back to her room. And she's so tired, she can't even get the key in the lock. She's like, fuck. Finally gets it in, turns the doorknob. Motherfucking Hella, get in here, little miss. Where have you been? Like, oh, shitballs. And that's where we end. And we have ended part 1 of this book, chapter 40, and part 2 coming up. Are we sure she's not a good person? Maybe she's just misguided and y'all are just trying to trick me? Because I'm telling you, I think she's a good person still, but I'm probably wrong. Let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 40, the start of part 2. I swear my nose. Anyway, we go back out to the ridge. Skadra's laying off. I told you she wasn't Schmed. I told you. They just pushed her off. But anyway, she wakes up because she got a bird plucking on her brain. Ow! Stop plucking on my head, bitch! Get off me. But while she was doing that, when she was passed out, she was having a memory of her and her sister. And her sister's like, you're a self-serving son of a bitch. And she's like, fuck off. So I guess her and her sister didn't really have a good relationship at that current point. And then she called her a traitor and shit. And then she woke up. So then she woke up and she had that. She's like, fuck, shit, this is not good. Ends up climbing her way back up the top of the hill. And then she's kind of reliving it, having a little AAR, after action review, okay? And she's like, fuck, I waited all this time. I saw the dude. I saw the girl. I started fighting the dude. He was whooping my ass. So I pulled the emotional thread on him. I got him on top, but I was so focused on him, I forgot about the girl, and that's why I got fucked up. Damn. That shit won't happen again. And then she's doing some investigating. Inspector Skadra. Anyway, so she finds this little part of the shield that she broke, and she's like, I don't know this signet and stuff, but I'm gonna figure it out. God damn it, I'm gonna find you and shit. Now I just gotta figure out how to get up on out of here. And then all of a sudden she hears, her fucking horse showed up. God damn it, she's got a good ass fucking horse. Anyway, got all the provisions and shit. So she's like, well, fucking goddamn, I got me all my shit. Let's go. I'm gonna figure it out. And I know I know who you are and what you are. And next time I find you, I'm gonna get you, my pretty. Or basically, and she gonna get her. And that's where we end up. Join us next time, folks. They just celebrated the longest day. Scylla's now having the longest day after. Let's talk about it today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 41. Okay, literally, it's the next morning. Everybody's moving a little sluggish. We all got the little hung the fuck over, okay? It happens. It's okay. We'll get through this. Excuse me. So they get up, they're loaded up, and as they start going, everybody's kind of like, so what happened? What did you do? And everybody's kind of like, oh, trying to play it off, right? And then we'll start with the whole, she's riding in the whole, in the back, right? And she's sitting on some furs. And as she's sitting on the furs, she's like, this shit is lumpy. And she pulls out some books. There's 3 books. There's the book I guess he got them all from Cranky, whatever. I'll never get his name right. But anyway, the one that Ray got from him, right? So there's a monster book, right? And then there's a book about herbs. Yeah, you know it's about to happen. And then there's another book of like the history of the place, right? So of course, she going, let me look at the book, let me see. As she starts looking and she goes and look up this scold leaf, right? The scold leaf, you know, we got the rune leaf as we call it. Yeah, and everything that Ray said, dad been lying to her. And Carol Ann shows up. Oh, Carol Ann, it's a side effect of the fucking leaf. What the fuck? Headaches, a side effect of the leaf. Oh my God, I think the first thing Carol Ann said was like, hey, maybe your dad did it to keep you under his power. Like, I don't know, but that's some fucked up shit. So her life's fucking going down already. Talk about a downward spiral. That is a great fucking song, by the way. Anyway, okay, focus. Okay, so anyway, so she finds out that bullshit about the leaf, right? Excuse me. So now as they're riding up, we go to a little part where fucking Giannis and Elias, they're fucking yipping and yapping. And Elias is like, hey, what'd you get? And Elias is like, or Elias is yipping and yapping. And Giannis is like, I'm a man. I don't kiss and tell. Like, since when, bitch tits? Like, what are you? Any other time you'll be bragging. He's like, it's none of your concern. Like, that should have been, that light's on. Anyway, that should have been your first fucking, okay, you know who it is if he ain't fucking saying, like, come on. Anyway, digressing. So he manages to work that out. And then we end up breaking camp for the night, okay? So we end up making camp. They do their thing. And then fucking Hecla and Scylla, they go off and to do their little practicing and stuff. And she's sitting there, I guess she's teaching her how to do like judo throws, like over the top, like a judo throw and shit. Like from a rear naked choke to the front, right? Like that. And she's working her, and then she starts like, hey, what's up, Scylla? Will you get some like, what's happening, girl? What's up? And she's like, listen, I can't say. And she's like, listen, we're not supposed, whatever happens on the longest day stays on the longest day. And then Hecla's like, bitch, then tell me, and I'll just give me a name and I'll shut up. And she drops Asger's name. That's going to come back and bite her. Girl, I get it. Got it. I would have said Frank would have been a great name. But anyway, digressing. So that happens. And then they go back to doing a little training. And then they start gossiping some more. And Ray's like, fuck this shit. I'm tired of this bullshit ass training. So he walks over there and he's like, hey, focus. We gonna do, I'm gonna watch and you gonna, cause you fucking little whiny bitch and you need to fucking train like you fucking mean it. Cause we're only as strong as our weakest link. And she's like, all right, but Hecla, I'm doing pretty good. And Hecla's like, well, actually, he can watch while we're doing the maneuvers. So it's actually, okay. So she agrees. And we basically find out that Ray confirms that he can kind of control her by, if you just challenge her, then you can pretty much get her to do anything you want. Just challenge, oh, you can't do that shit. And she's going to try to prove you wrong. So he got that like tell on her, right? So then they start going. And after like 10 tries, she finally starts getting better. And then he takes off the shirt looking all fucking manly and tattoos covered all up and fucking looking all badass and shit. And got her little fucking Xbox beeping. And she's like, okay, what's happening here? And then he's like, now you got to try with me. And okay. And then he puts his arms around her like, and he's ready to go. And then she has a flashback of back in the town when the shit didn't go good. And she just basically drops to her knees and nope, I can't deal with it. It's too much. Ray is a jackass here. And instead of realize, I get it though, but he's a jackass because he should have said, damn, you okay? Because that's not what, but instead he said, that's some bitch ass shit to do, motherfucker. And she's like, you know what? I can't handle this shit. And she takes off running into the woods, which that's not a good idea. I don't know. Join us for the next one, folks. What is Scylla doing? Everybody needs a Hecla. Holy crap, that woman is the MVP, just like Jackie Robinson. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 42. Okay, let's talk about it. So, after freaking Scylla went fucking Ray choked her out and she scratched his arm up and shit and passed out. And he said, you're the weakest link. And she's, because, you know, she having a flashback of the trauma when she almost choked out and died. Whatever, Ray. Who cares about her past, right, Ray? Red flag, motherfucker. Anyway, so she ran off in the woods to get some peace and quiet, right? So she kind of chilling there and just kind of relaxing. And fucking old Hecla shows up. And listen, we're going to keep the conversation short and sweet. She's like, hey, don't let Ray get to you. You'll work it out, all right? You're allowed to have these fucking thoughts. Just don't give up. You got to keep fighting every day. You got to choose to have a good fucking day. You got to choose to make today better than the last day. You got to choose to keep fighting and struggling. And over time, it'll eventually get easier, okay? But it's all you can do. And it's absolutely true. Every day it'll hurt just a little bit less. And then some days it'll hurt more. But then you get back on it, little fucking Heckler, you are the real one. Seriously, she should write a book or do a TED Talk, all right? Heckler Live Theories. Fucking, I'd buy that book. Anyway, digressing. Okay, Demi, there's an idea for you. Just saying. Okay, anyway, back on it. Focus, Wise, focus. Okay, so after that happens, she's like, excuse me, I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna go back in. She's like, you think I'm good for a little while? Yeah, we don't see no monsters. You good. So, all right, cool. So she's kind of Scylla. Heckler leaves. Scylla's just sitting there chilling. And she's kind of going over the shit like, man, I miss my dad, but I'm mad at my dad. He was keeping shit from me, but he was trying to keep me safe. I'm mad at him, but he'd be so proud of me. I'm learning knife skills and I'm walking the road of bones like, welcome to fucking adulthood. Except we just got to figure out what kind of chicken or beef or noodles or rice we're cooking today. I just tell you what. Anyway, digressing. So that happens, and then old Jonas shows the fuck up. All right, Jonas, come give her a distraction, right? So he comes over and lays some pelts down, and then they're having some conversation, and they're going to play a little bit of Xbox is what it looks like in it, and he gives some cheesy lines like, I don't know if I like Jonas yet. Like, I don't know. Do we like the guy or not? Like, I really don't know. He seems to be okay, but he's I don't know. And Ray, I don't know if I like Ray either. I like Helga. I like Sigrun. I mean, I like him, but I don't know if that like him is in a relationship with her. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm questioning on some of these guys. But anyway, join us for the next one, folks. I missed the button. Some realizations and Ray's getting annoyed. Let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 43. Okay, so they're riding in the back road. They're driving and Scylla's riding in the back. Now, she's looked at the herb book like a bazillion times. She's almost memorized every word on page 233, okay? So she's sitting there thinking about that one. So she put that down. Now she's reading the history book, but it's not the history that she remembers as a kid. Like, she remembers specific events and shit, right? We all know history's written certain ways. But anyway, digressing. So she's looking at all this stuff, and then they're talking about how it was before the king, and then how this group of people, the Volksy, I believe, I might have, I fucked their name up. I fucked their name up. But anyway, so how they would run down in the bloodlines, and it didn't matter if it was a boy or a girl, and then it was last done by a female, and then her husband married into it, and then those motherfuckers apparently are the ones that changed it to as the son, and then there had to be two sons, I guess. One son to sit there and rule, and one son to go conquer lands and shit. So that's how they did it. And then, Carolyn's back, that fucking little ghosty. Anyway, she got some point. She's like, all right, you gotta try to quit this, and then she's super hard, and she's going through it. She's going through the shit that an addict goes through, and she's got to figure it out. And Caroline's like, you try again tomorrow, and shit. So she's going to work on that shit some way, somehow. I guess we'll figure it out. All right, and then we stop up, and then we come up at night. And now we go to Ray's point of view, and he's at the campfire, and he's trying to figure out the whole shit with this pulsating mist and druggers and all the other bullshit, what Magnus is gonna motherfucking do, all the shit that's fucking going on. And as he's trying to figure this shit out, they're all laughing and yelling across at the bonfire, and apparently Scylla and Elias are going at it, and she's calling Elias a cheater pants, fucking cheater, pumpkin eater, and he's like, listen, I won't cheat. And she's like, make a commitment, like cut your beard off. And he's like, fuck that shit. I mean, I could go shave my mustache off if you like. I think maybe I would look good clean shaven. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Should I go clean shaven for a little while? I don't know. It might look good. And then he's like, listen, if I cheat, I'll run naked through the fucking camp. And everybody's like, we don't want to see your short sword. He's like, it's a pretty long sword. And they're like, maybe a pencil's. They're just making jokes. And finally, Ray Ray's like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. And he fucking storms off and walks into the woods to get some peace and goddamn quiet, okay? So Ray Ray's going through it right now. He's a little semi-crash out, but he's under control. All right, join us. 44 coming up. From vampire deers to withdrawals, you picked a hell of a time to stop, Scylla. Let's talk about it today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 44. Okay, so Scylla is walking out with a bucket. She's got a bucket, and she's going to get some water, and she trips and falls and down on the ground next to the stream, and the bucket's gone. And of course, she looks up, and it's a fucking vampire deer. I want to suck your blood. Like, that would freak me out if it... I don't know, what sound does a deer make? Anyway, digressing. So she pulls a little fucking knifey out, and the deer comes at her, and she doesn't phase this time. And she gets the deer, and she gets it down, and she's stabbing the deer until its life force is extinguished. And then she fucks up, and she lets go of the deer, and she falls back. And she's like, oh shit, I'm so scared. Oh shit. There's more deer. Fuck, they come in herds. Yeah, okay. Oh shit, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? All of a sudden, flack. Ray Ray. You know Ray Ray was there. How did we? We knew Ray Ray was there. So anyway, Ray Ray comes down, and Ray Ray's a cool dude at this point. He's like, hey, I'm proud of you. You did a swift kill, you did something, but hey, there's a lesson to be learned here. And she's like, look out for more deer. And he's like, well, yeah, valid point, but no. Always retrieve your weapon, okay, sunshine? Always retrieve your weapon after the schmill. Okay. And she's like, all right, cool. And then she has a little struggle here. She had a little struggle back and forth. She's like, hey, Ray Ray, can I ask you a question? He's like, yeah, what's up, sunshine? And she's like, nah, never mind. You're going to be a dick. And he's like, no, I promise. I won't be an arse. Like, really? Really? And I tell you what, she does it. She's like, hey, will you hold these for me? And he's like, yeah, bet. I got your vial. He put it in his pocket. She's like, I don't want it back. Fuck, regret has set in. Ladies and gentlemen, now she's regret that, but I mean, that's what, it's the right thing to do, Scylla. It's hard. I know you're fictional, but I'm proud of you. It's the first step, and most people can't take the first step. So you should be an inspiration for many people out there dealing with problems like this. So first step is the hardest step. Find somebody you trust to help you out. And then she did that. And of course, unfortunately, we do have to go through withdrawals. So she's sitting there, and they go through dinner, and they had their little gows or geese or whatever the fuck. And she doesn't remember dinner because she's just trying to go through it. And then she can't sleep. She's going through withdrawals. She's doing the sweaty. She's doing the ease, the eyes, ooze, the eyes, ease, Dad. Why you do this to me? The lies. I want to leave. I can't have a leave. You need to leave. I don't want to leave. Oh, Dad, I love you. I miss you. Dad, you lied to me, motherfucker. And then she racks out, falls asleep, right? Okay, because so much weren't. She finally fell out and went to sleep. So Scylla's fucking going through it right now. I feel kind of bad for her, but I mean, it gets worse before it gets better. That's what they say. Anyway, join us. One more chapter coming up. I hope I'm right about Skydra, because if not, shit's about to get real fucking bad. Let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories. I'm so fucking wrong about her, aren't I? Road of Bones, chapter 45. Fuck, I think I'm so wrong. God, I hope I'm right about her. I think I'm wrong. Fucking, anyway, okay, so Skydra's in a town. She's looking for fucking shit. She can't find shit. She's talking about how the towns are small, 1 or 2 meat halls. And then she ends up going into the town where they were just out, where they had the longest day celebration. She goes into the bar, talks to the barmaid. Is like, hey, who can you tell me that knows what this sigil is? I need to know what this sigil is. And the guy's like, oh, scared shitless. Go talk to Asger. Fuck, you know what's gonna happen. Yeah. She walks over, fucking Skydra's like, hey, I need to talk to you. Help me out. I got some information. What do you want? Whose sigil is this? And motherfucker, I tell you what, faster than a prom dress on fucking prom night, or faster than how the boy handles that situation. Both are very fast. Let's just talk about it. He was like, oh, Blood Axe Crew. What did you say? Yeah, Blood Axe Crew. Yeah. Skydra knows them too. It's like, wait, the famous monster hunter mercenaries? Why? How would she get there with that? And then she starts doing her little emotional thing and then sees the jealousy emotion. And I tell you what, Asger, He's like, listen, they're going up north. I had this female traveling with her. Her name, she told me her name was Scylla, and she's going to Copa. The blood axe clues going to Copa? Well, I don't know about them, but the girl is, but I don't know where they're going. Why would you tell, like, so you want to, like, I don't want to hurt the girl, but the blind guy, you could scar him. I would, fuck. Well, she knows where they're going because she was like, I got to find them because there's a fork in the road. They could go that way or that way, and then she wouldn't know. But then she dealt with that shit, and then it's like, all right, cool. I got me a clue. Drops the dude a couple fucking Solari cold coin or whatever, and then as soon as she's turning away, she hears the fucking Clenary come in. Fucking what? And fucking scroll, and old Queen Signy writes her level, is like, hey, you little bitch tits, you're doing a shit job. You need to go meet Commander fucking Lorax or Lax or something at the fucking town. He's now in charge of this shit. And she's like, what the fuck? I'm working on. Fine. You know what? Fuck it. Whatever. I'm going to do what I got told to do, but I know what I got to do. And that's where we go from there. So she's like, all right, cool. Thank you, Captain. Appreciate you. And then we're fucking on out. And that's where we end up. Chapter 45. Woo! Okay, I can tell it's building. We're about like 75% done, I think. Hang on, I'm gonna check. We're 67. It's about to get going quick. All right, folks, stay tuned. Join us next time. This might be the last chapter where I like Jonas. That's all I'm gonna say. This might be the official last chapter where me and Jonas were seeing like this. I don't like him no more. Walking red motherfucking flag. Flag committee. Flag this bitch. Let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 46. Okay, so Scylla, she going through detox right now. She going through it. But not everybody knows what's really happening, right? Only Ray fucking knows. Okay, so she in the back of the wagon, and she going through detox. Not looking good. She going through the sweats, okay? It's not good. And then fucking Jonas's little bitch ass, he's all like, oh no, I wonder what's happening. Shut the fuck up. I swear. Jonas in these 5 chapters pissed me off, folks. I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, digressing. So they're trying to figure out what's wrong with Scylla, because again, they don't know. Only Ray knows. They're like, could it be the food? Nah, we all be eating the same food. Speaking about food, I hope she gets better quickly because I'm tired of Sigrun cook. Like, really? That's what you were? Digressing. So Elias, he's pretty cool here. He sees that fucking Jonas red flag bitch. Jonas the red flag. That's what I'm gonna call him right now. Fuck Firehand. Jonas the red flag. Anyway, he notices that he's looking gloom. So he's like, hey, bro, tell me about the past and what we're gonna, in the future, what we're gonna do. And he's like, oh, we're gonna get a long house and big beds and blah, blah, blah. And he tells the whole future. And he's like, yeah, you sure? And Jonas is like, yeah. And I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get her chickens. And Curls is gonna, you're calling her Curls. She's got a name. Flag on the play. Anyway, digressing. So apparently it's showing that Jonas is like really into Scylla, not Curls. She has a name. Okay. And then we go through there. And then as they're riding up the road of freaking bones, they see 2 people or a couple people flying. They're like, what's happening, fellow travelers? And they're like, the slap tree. They're up there roasting bodies and shit. Running for your lives. It's not safe. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. All right, well, good travels. Be safe, bitches. And we end there and we're going to keep going north. Whew. I'm sorry. Me and Jonas, after these 5, pissing me off. And then I found out Chuck Norris passed away today. Damn it. Anyway, see you in the next one. Detox ain't no joke. Let's talk about it today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 47. Okay, excuse me. So Scylla, she going through the motherfucking detox right now? Because remember, she stopped the little fucking scourge leaves, right? So she's going through it. Now, as she's going through it, she is having conversations with Carol Ann. And through these conversations, she's having realizations. Okay, she's going through it. She's having spiritual conversations with her sister. We find out that Carol Ann is her sister. When she's all done, she has a Rune Dannon moment where she is with absolute certainty, she knows 2 things. 1, Carol Ann is her sister, and 2, she's alive fucking somewhere, okay? And then she wakes the fuck up, and everybody's like, oh shit, she's awake. Heckler's there like, oh, Dula, what's up, girl? You awake? Holy shit. They was worried. We thought poison in the food, but we wasn't poison. Maybe it was a wolf spider, but they inspected the body. We didn't see no bites. Like, we didn't know what happened and shit. but you awake? And she's like, yeah, I'm awake. Can we get some water? I need some water. And she's like, yeah, Siggy got some broth, but we might gotta be a little careful about that. So anyway, she wakes up, chugs some water, and they go out to the little campfire, and everybody's like, oh, hey, what's up, girl, what's up? And old fucking red flag Jonas is like, oh shit, this motherfucker right here. This motherfucker right here. Anyway, digressing. So they get through it. She finds out she was out for 2 days, right? So she gets out for 2 days, and they're sitting there, and as she's there, she kind of sees Ray Ray looking at her, right? And Ray Ray's got this look of pride, and they're like, okay. She made it. She detoxed herself, and she flayed a vampire deer. All right, maybe Scylla's got a little bit of fucking in her, you know what I'm saying? And then, oh yeah, she woke up in a tent. They were like, why are we in a tent? I was like, it's cold, and whose tent am I in? You're in Jonas's tent. Trying to make himself look all good, right? So then that happens, and then the next day goes, they come up, she's passing food out, things are going, and she's like, all right, I gotta get busy, I gotta get some distraction again. So she starts working with Hecla on her fucking judo throws and shit, right? So she's going through, but she's still a little tired and stuff. Ray Ray comes over, watching her again, and he's all like, hey, listen, man, the enemies aren't gonna wait for you to figure out, okay, which foot is it my left foot, my right, which foot do I put forward, hip, turn, throw, and he's like, how do you get slower with the throw? So it finally starts to go, and then, excuse me, they kind of work it out there, and then they're like, hey, you ready to try with Ray Ray again? Because she started to get it. And after like 10 to 20 throws, she still can't do it, but Ray's like, I feel you, you're working it, you just need to get your strength back, right? Excuse me. So they go back, and then they're sitting in tent, and everybody's playing dice and having a good time. And she's like, all right, you know what? So she's going to get up, and then she walking between the tents to just try to get some alone time. And oh, Jonas is going to be all Jonasy and come up behind us, put his hand over her mouth and be like, hey, be quiet. Don't make a sound. All fucking trying to be, listen, this is, okay, so all I know is no is a full sentence, period, end of story, full stop. But apparently that doesn't matter to Jonas. I don't know. This is why I don't like Jonas no more. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 48. Okay, so we left off with Jonas sneaking around the tent, putting his hand over her mouth, and now he's like, hey, let's play some Olympics. And she's like, no. And he's like, but why? And it doesn't fucking matter. She said, no, I see, this is where okay, cool, and we'd be done. But apparently Jonas is like, but why? And she's like, because the people are there, and he's like, I don't care, and starts kissing her and working on her, and she's like, no again, and he's like, but it's been 2 days, I've desired you so much. Look, I can tell you desire me some more, and kissing her again, and then finally, she's like, okay, I guess so. So again, this is where me and Jonas I don't know, I'm not too fond of it, but anyway, it ends up in the tent. Woo! A little bit of Xbox, a little bit of levels passed. Apparently they both had a good time, so we'll just leave it at that. And then they're sitting there, and they're doing the cuddle time after, right? And then they're kind of talking, and I tell you what, I give Jonas credit. He's being honest with her. He's telling her. We learned Jonas's story about how he lost the land, how his dad was not a good person, beat the crap out of the people that he cared about. I don't really want to talk about it too much on here. He finally stood up for it, ended up schmeckling his dad, right? But then what happened is they said, okay, yeah, you handling your dad, that was cool, but since your dad was doing that to, the other person, that makes your dad dishonorable, so you lose all your shit. So they kind of got fucked on the ordeal, right? And then Scylla's like, oh shit. So then Scylla kind of tells her little side of the story, right? And she's like, yeah, I think I might have had my mom schmeckled. Like, what do you mean? Well, when I was a kid, some person thought I was a Galadriel, and they said they saw light shine from my hands and shit. But it was just a reflection from the water. It was the water. It was the water. But anyway, so mom took the credit for that happening. So that's why she thinks mom happens. So they're having this moment, and then all of a sudden, we're under attack! We're under attack! Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 49. Okay, so Jonas weaseled his way into some Olympics with Scylla, right? And all of a sudden, we're under attack! And fucking Jonas gets stressed and runs outside, and Scylla's like, what do I do? And he's like, stay in the motherfucking tent. I'm scared shitless. So anyway, as she's in the tent, she's starting to get dressed, and they're out there, and she hears all this screeching and scratching, right? And there's fighting and shit. And she hears people screaming like, oh no, it's a fire! And she don't know what to do. And all of a sudden, her arms start to fucking glow. What did you say? Okay, she realizes she's Scalger now. I finally fucking realized, oh shit, mama didn't, oh crap. So she hits her. As this shit's fucking going on, all of a sudden, the fucking tent is up on fucking fire. And she comes out, and a wolf spider's attacking. They're all in a shield wall, and the wolf spider's attracted to the light, and it comes to go at her, and it's in front, and she slashes in front of the fucking eyes. And then fucking Ray pulls out a spear and black and oozes it to death. And then there's this fucking shield wall over there, and she's like, I think I want to help him. What are you doing? She goes over there, and then the wolf spider, another one. It's another one. It comes to go attack her, and as it jumps, they're all like, stop it, and fucking, they're done. They managed to freaking kill all the wolf spiders, right? So then they're like, all right, do we burn the bodies or not? Because the fire could make some more come. And they're like, fuck it, it smells nasty. So they burn the bodies. And then all of a sudden, I was going to take my helmet off because I thought it was all safe now. And then Ray comes over and is like, so Jonas, why'd y'all two come out of the same tent? What the fuck? Why did it take you so long to get up out of here and fight these motherfucking spiders? And okay, he's like, I'm fucking celibate. Bitch, like, wow, that's just how we're gonna say it. He's like, we're grown adults, and maybe I care about it. Like, I get it, but he was like, I ordered you not to. What did you? You kid. And they're going crazy. So anyway, they start going at it and start fighting. Scylla's like, no, stop. You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out. Fuck it. Goes to bed. Anyway, she ends up going to bed, and she's sleeping with freaking Hekla and Sigrun. And then she wakes up all hot and sweaty and shit. Because remember, she put gloves on her hand. I forgot to mention. So her hands weren't glowing shit. And she wakes up, still got the gloves on. And Jonas has slipped into bed and all hot and bothered. And she wakes up and goes out and cooling down. And what's happening, Hekla? And Hekla's like, hey, they're fucking guys. And that's the way it is. And dishonor and just fucking lying and breaking orders. It's not good. It's not good shit. So she kind of gets in like, hey, it is what it is. And then the wagon's broken and shit. So they got to move on to town. As they're eating breakfast, she walks up to Ray, Scylla, and she's like, hey, Ray, I'm sorry. Listen, it's my fault. I told him I needed a distraction because I was lonely. This is why I don't know. I still don't like Jonas at this point. But anyway, Ray's like, all right, cool. I appreciate you with that. But listen, it's more than just that. I gave him an order. It's about trust and respect. And you're going to leave at some point. You know what I'm saying? He lying to me. It's not working right. So then they're like, all right, cool. I bet. And then they're like, all right, we got to go to a town because we got to get the motherfucking wagon fixed. And we're off to the north again. Fucking craziness. Skadra, why do you make it so hard? Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, Chapter 50. Okay, so they gotta go into this town because one of the wheels is a little wobbly and it's banging, right? So she's riding with Jonas, and Jonas is like, oh, I like the little pendant you have. And Elias is like, this is kind of fucking weird. And Jonas is like, get used to it, bitch. And I'm like, no, I don't want to get used to it either. Fuck it, I don't like this current situation, but we're gonna deal with it. Anyway, so we get into town, and they're going through it, and they're going to talk to the dude, and she looks up, and what does she see? Let's just fucking get into it. There's fucking Skadra down the motherfucking alley. Now, I really want you to be a good person, Skadra, but at some point I'm going to have to give up on it, right? Right? I don't know. Anyway, digressing. So she sees this now. Instead of just telling the boys and the Blood Axe crew, hey, there's the freaking chick that attacked us before. No, she's going to run the fuck out. Why? I don't know. Choices were made. I don't agree with them. So she runs. She's getting chased by freaking Skadra. She ends up running into a temple. As she's going into the temple, Skadra's chasing her and can hunt her down, right? So she lifts up the floor. She finds a little trap door. She goes into it. That leads her to a motherfucking a crypt and shit. And of course, Skadra is right motherfucking behind her. She's like, how is this bitch doing it? So she's up in a motherfucking temple, and Skadra's like, hey girl, stop. Let me explain this shit to you. You and me, we are one of the same. That's why I'm like, okay, she's gonna have a moment here. We're gonna find out she's a good person. No, not what happens. But we find out some shit, right? So basically, she tells her, hey, you and me were alike. You're fucking Galadriel, and she tells her, I'm a Solacer, and I can fuck with your emotions and shit. That's how you beat Ray. Yeah. So we figure that out, and then we kind of get some history. And she's like, hey, listen. Come with me, I'll take you to your sister. She's in Sunavek, right? And if I'm not mistaken, we find out if you take what we learned from one of the history book that Ray had in the back of the thing, how they talked about the bloodlines, right? How the original bloodlines, it was the king and the queen, and it was just the next kid who went down, boy or girl, right? And then all of a sudden, somebody married into the bloodline, and then all of a sudden it changed. Yeah, that, yeah, that's Scylla and her sister. They're part of the original bloodline and have been fucking usurped. Thomas took fucking Scylla, who I believe her real name is Elise. I might be fucking some of this shit up. So if I am, just correct me in the comments. It's okay to make mistakes. But then apparently her sister's still alive, and then she's trying to escape, and then of course fucking Skadra's pulling the emotion strings again, and she's reliving this shit of the fucking memories of her sister being taken. Oh, sis, no. There's so much fucking going on. And then all of a sudden, fucking Scylla is great idea. I'm gonna get out of here. Throws her not. Why are we throwing not? You are not good. But it ends up working out, because even Skadra's like, woohoo, you missed. Your skills suck. But then all of a sudden, all the bones in the crypt and shit, one fall, two fall, they fall up on top of her. She's like, oh shit, it's go time. So she starts fucking running up, trying to claw her way out, claw. And she's clawing her way out. And then motherfucking Skadra's like, nah, bitch. She starts pulling them emotion strings, and she starts making her relive the fucking memories again. But fucking Scylla's like, no! And she keeps fucking clawing, and then they're fighting, and they're going, and then she fucking manages to get fucking Skadra's up under the bones and shit. And then she manages to get to the top of this little fucking back through the trap door area, and she gets pulled up, and Jonas is like, what are you doing down there, Curls? She has a fucking name, Jonas. Anyway, that's where we end off. Skadra's chasing her. She's fucking escaping. We find out that she's fucking royalty. Her sister's alive, and the family's been usurped. This is book 1. Holy shit. Next time. The walking red flag helps Scylla escape. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 51. Okay, so Scylla just climbed out of the little freaking tunnel in the crypt, running from Skadra, the bad person. I can't believe I missed it. Hey, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, digressing. So, freaking Giannis, he don't get a cool nickname anymore. Giannis fucking helps her out, right? And then they're kind of like walking through a couple alleys into this open courtyard, and then he's sitting there like checking her out, and her hands are fucking glowing. He's freaking out like, what the fuck? And then she covers up, and he's trying to hold her, and then fucking 3 Clenari come fucking walking up with their little fucking cling. And they're like, have you seen a girl? And they're like, nah, we've been here the whole time. Just like hide your head, baby girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing good stuff, but I'm telling you, fucking Giannis is a bitch. Fuck him. Anyway, digressing. Walking red flag. So they're like, all right, cool. And they fucking leave. And he's like, what the fuck? And she's like, look, we got to go. Okay, I can't be in here. I'm freaking the fuck out. I got to go. He's like, oh, shit. Okay. So they start walking out of there. They get to their fucking horse. They go by Elias and the group by the fucking little crafter guy. They're like, hey, we're going to like Black Rock site where we're camping, right? Yeah, why? Like, we got to get going. She's not feeling too good. And Elias is like, all right, cool, brother. And then they get up and then they start riding out. They're up on the horse and she is covering her arms like hugged up on him, right? Hands behind the cloak. And then he got her kind of covered because the curly hair and shit, they can't be seen. So they're fucking walk and there are Clenari everywhere fucking. It's like one of them fucking scaries. Like I can picture it. It's the horse riding like fucking guards, like eyes fucking staring at you like hide. And the guard stopped for a second, and he's starting to question himself, like, what the fuck is happening? Why am I doing? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is red flag one, Jonas. What do you mean? Why are we questioning? Why are we helping a helpless, defenseless? What? Fuck, I hate this guy. Anyway, digressing. So they get out of the fucking town, okay? So they get out of town, and they fucking go to the Black Rock spot, and then they get off, and he's like, what the fuck? And she don't say shit. She runs straight to the water, and she's like, I gotta get it off me. And she's cleaning off because all the nastiness, the dirt and stuff. And he's like, are you hurt? And she's like, no, fine. So then they have some conversation, right? And then basically the truth, he's like, you're fucking Galdra. And she's like, I'm sorry. You said you had no magic. He's just foolish. I didn't fucking know. I just found the fuck out it was the leaves. What do you mean the leaves? The leaves, it was suppressing the magic. How did you know? Why did you? What the fuck? Oh, you told Ray? Yeah, what did you tell? You just fucking, oh my God, Jonas. Fucking bitch. It's all about him, right? Like, anyway, so he's sitting there, and then she's like, listen, I'm sorry I didn't tell you the truth. I didn't know what to do. I would fucking, like, you told me about this and that. It's like, I only told that lie because it was a lie. I didn't know you were going to have the same story. If I'd have known you had the same story, he was like, well, told a different lie? Yes, motherfucker, I'm trying to survive. Like, what the fuck? So anyway, so that happens, and then he comes up planting another motherfucker. Giannis is planting red flags all across this fucking road of bones. I'm just saying. Plants another red flag, and he's like, all right, I'll make sure you get to Copa. Okay, cool, but you gotta do everything that I say. Like, fuck off, Chode. Level 3, Chode. Jonas, the blonde bitch. Join me next chapter. I hate that guy. So you know how I was all Team Skadra? Yeah, I might have to take that back, okay? I didn't quite understand the part. Let's talk about it. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 52. Okay, yeah, so first off, before we get into this, when Skadra was captured, when she sold out her, I thought that was an imagination. I didn't think that was real. Skadra's not a good person. I take that back. But hear me out. Hey, Demi, Miss Winters, Miss Winters. Redemption arc. Just saying. Last book. Skadra comes out to be the hero. Okay, anyway, so Skadra is waiting in the place to talk to Commander Lexa, right? So she's sitting there waiting, all dirty and nasty and shit, feeling the disrespect from everybody. And she's sitting there waiting. And then finally they're like, hey, come here. And they pull her in the fucking room and like, sit down. And the Commander Lexa comes in with a fucking bearskin hat, like stupid as fuck. Like, what are we doing, my guy? Okay, anyway, so they sit down and he's got 2 fucking guards with him. And basically, long conversation short for time constraints. Commander Lax says, you fucked up. The Queen's tired of your shit. You're done, son. You're done your rings. We putting you on the pillar as a quota. And she's like, the fuck? The Queen said that. And he's like, bitch, listen, here's a note. What did you say? So, of course, Skadra's like, oh, hell no, son. Fuck this shit. And she does the most Skadra thing ever. It's kind of like the scene in Dune where fucking Paul and his mom fucking... And they fucking, she pulls the threads of the clinary, the free will thread. She yanks the fuck out of that. It's like, stab your partner. He's all like, stabby, the partner, right? And then like, do it, and then does itself. He's down, starts pulling the fucking string of the clinary, like, oh shit, he's all sitting there. And then she goes off and tells this story about not only is she this badass emotional string puller, right? She had a fucking twin. And her twin, as she's calling it, she had a twin. I thought it was a fucking ghost. In the womb, the powers get absorbed. She's also an Ashbringer. She's like a major emotional with a side of Ashbringer. I don't know. But anyway, she gets the plan from fucking old Colonel Lax, so they're going to put warriors, and Colonel Lax is like, what are you going to do? He's like, bitch, I'm going to go capture her, take her to the Queen. That shit ain't going to work. Watch me, bitch tits. Fry, motherfucker, fry. Fries this bitch out, goes to the fucking gate, just blah, 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 and walks out of this shit like a badass motherfucker. On the way out, she did grab a piece of motherfucking paper. She grabbed a piece of paper, okay? I believe it's the address. I think I might have forgot this. Scylla lost the letter about the shield home in Copa. She lost that letter. So I think that's the letter that she found now, or it's the letter from Queen Signa saying that she got to and she gonna hold that for later. All right, so that's where it is. All right, so really quick, Scotch is not a good fuck. Wise, you were off on that one, but she could be. There's a pot. Demi, help me out here, please. Okay, anyway, and Scadra's fucking going on a mission. She on a mission. That's where we're at now. All right, join me, 53. Think about it, Demi. Jonas is planting red flags like we're dropping banana peels on fucking Mario Kart, and Ray Ray calls a crew meeting to figure out what the fuck to do. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 53. Okay, let's get into it. So, we find out that the crew is all, the Blood Blacks crew is all back together, right? And they're sleeping in a tent. Now, things are not, there's some tension in the air. But you know what seems to be happening some way, somehow? Giannis, red flag. The dude manages to still get up in her pants every night, but yet he doesn't talk to her during the day, doesn't have conversation with her, but at night he manages to do what the fuck. I hate this guy. And hate's a strong word, but I really, really hate fucking Giannis right now. Like, fucking choked. Anyway, digressing. So that happens. And then he's just sitting there like, listen, we got to fucking figure out what to do. And then Scylla's like, listen, I got like, woo, I got to tell Ray Ray. And no, you can't tell Ray Ray. No, I feel like I got to tell Ray Ray. We'll figure it out. I'll let you know when you can tell Ray Ray, right? And then they're going through that whole battle bullshit, and it's just like, what the fuck? And then from there, we flash over to Ray Ray. And now Ray Ray wakes up in the middle of the night, and he's like, what the fuck? Something ain't sitting right. Something's not right. I'm missing something. I don't know what it is. So he goes outside the tent, and he sees fucking Sigrun, and she's there on guard, and they're kind of looking. Things seem to be all right. And then he goes and checks the wagon, checks the provisions. So everything's there. He can't figure it out. So then he's sitting there, right? And then after a little while, fucking Scylla comes out, and she's like, hey, Ray Ray, we need to talk. And Ray Ray's like, what's up? Just tell me now. Just like, don't even bullshit. And she's like, listen, I'm sorry. I'm a liar, pants on motherfucking fire. And she doesn't come out with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, but she gives him like 98%. Like, listen, it's the fucking, and Ray Ray's like, okay, listen, I get it. You lied to us. We'll figure it out. You're doing the honorable thing, but don't tell me anything else, right? Don't let me know more, because basically now it's like plausible deniability, okay? Plausible deniability. But they know that she's fucking getting searched for and everything else, but doesn't really tell the level of depth that it's a canary and the motherfucking queen and shit, right? So then Ray Ray's like, all right, cool, but I gotta call a crew meeting to let everybody fucking know what's gonna happen about that shit, right? And they're like, all right, cool, bet and shit. So then they motherfucking go, and then it's the daytime, and she's cooking the porridge and shit, and Ray Ray's like, crew meeting. They come down, and fucking Jonas is like, what the fuck? And then Ray Ray's like, all right, so this is the dealio, and he fucking busts out the truth. Now this pisses his fucking Giannis off, right? He's all like, what the fuck, I don't care what you're trying to be all fucking like, I said I'll protect her because she's mine. Like, shut. Anyway, digressing. So, but it comes down and everybody kind of looks at it. Now, they don't know that she tries to tell him the truth, but Ray Ray, under false pretense of certain things about who's chasing her, is like, listen, we're not going to say shit because the whole plausible deniability bullshit, right? So that happens. So everybody's like, yeah, we'll get her there. It's 4 days. We're good to go. So everybody agrees that's going to happen. She's like, all right, cool. That's good. And then fucking Giannis comes in and bam, planting the red motherfucking flags like, I told you not to go talk to him. You don't ever fucking do that shit again. You don't speak unless you're motherfucking spoken to, and you don't fucking do shit without me fucking approving it. Like, what did you say, bitch? Anyway, that's where we leave off. Maybe I'm wrong about Giannis, but Join us, 54. There's a reason we put a helmet on Ernisha. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 54. Damn, this one sucks. All right. So they've decided to help her still get to Copa after she gave her kind of the truth. She tried to, but Ray said no. As they're going north and they're about to hit that split and shit, 5 fucking Clinary guards come up, and she's riding in the back. Right before the guards come up, she takes off fucking Giannis's necklace. She's like, yeah, fuck this shit. She reliving all the bullshit, possessive things that he does, takes that shit off. And then the guards come up, and Ray Ray's like, hey, motherfucker, go hide in the woods, blade out, be quiet. We'll let you know. She's like, all right, cool. So she fucking takes off and goes and hide. Now, she's hiding in a log stump, and there's a fucking wasp. Okay, so now, all of a sudden, as she's dealing with the motherfucking wasps, we flash over to the wagon, and they're like, hey, we looking for this chick. She curly hair, possibly goes by the name of Catherine. They're like, yeah, we ain't no shit. And they're like, hey, the fucking queen's looking for her, bitch tits. And they're like, the motherfucking queen? What did you say? So yeah, so that happened, right? Okay, and then they're like, hey, well, cool, if you ain't got her, then listen, let us look in the back of your motherfucking wagon. And this is where they're like, I can't do that, because see, we working for the king, and we protecting this wagon with blade and shit. And they're like, well, we fighting, bitch, and they start, they start fucking fighting that shit outright. So as they're up there fighting, Scylla's back in a tree trunk, and the wasps are getting waspier and shit. And she comes out, and this big scary fucking dude with braids in his beard and shit, and wasps all on his arms, they're like, we've got you now. Like, what the fuck? We flash forward, we find out that this fucking wasp guy was also part of the group that with the dad and fucking Mathis and Thomas in the earlier, yeah, they're tracking her through the wasps and shit. But anyway, she remembers what Ray Ray taught her, think ahead, do her shit. So she does some little stabby stuff, manages to get one guy done, comes running back to the wagon. They're in the woods. They managed to get those. They were in a shield wall. She comes running, and they get her in the shield wall. They're in the woods. The battle starts breaking out. This is such a cool battle scene. I could not describe how much going on, but I tell you what, shield wall opens, stabby, arrows come out. People come flying. People go, it's fucking chaos. You need to check it out. All right. And then she's hiding under the fucking wagon now. And then the wagon gets pulled forward because horse gets moved and startled. And then the fucking wasp spike grabs her, yanks her off into the fucking woods. And she's like, oh no, they're going to fucking get me. We're like, oh, the queen's going to love you. And she's like, and she ends up stabbing another guy. And then the walking red flag manages to do something good here. And he ends up stabbing the wasp guy through the neck and gets her free, and then covers her up with the cloth and shit, the fur, so the wasps don't stingy them. And then once they're free, the wasps leave them alone. They get back to the wagon, and we're doing accountability. Checking weapons, checking people. Jonas went left. Ray came and got her, and then Ray brings her back to the wagon. Now they're doing accountability and stuff, and she like, is everybody okay? And this is where we find out, no, not everybody's okay. She starts looking around, doing a head count, and we've got Hekla, Sigrun, Gunnar, fucking the red flag, and Ray. Unfortunately, we've lost Elias. Elias is down. As he's taking his last few breaths, I tell you what, Jonas, you're a better brother than you are a boyfriend. We had this discussion last night. I think you're a good dude. You just shit with women. Anyway, digressing. So he sits there. He's able to comfort Elias. He's like, hey, you're going to go home. You're all right. Take your breath. Control yourself. Remember home. Remember the tree we used to climb. I'm going to meet you there in a little bit. So I just want you to go, find the tree, get in the tree. Remember, stay away from the branches in the back. They'll break. You'll hurt yourself. And I'll be there soon, little brother. So that happens. Elias, he passes. So we've lost Elias. Everybody's kind of dealing with it right now. Scylla wants to help out. She can't look. They all understand what's going on now. She turns around, looks at the crew, and she knows she's about to get the verbal tongue lash. And then she takes it. The fucking queen, you knew. Like she's, so she takes it. She doesn't stop everybody. She owns it. Everybody walks off. They're all fucking pissed. Very much so. But I tell you what, she takes it. Fucking Jonas walks out. He walks over. She gets down. She comes and she says, hey, listen, you can be real with me and let it out. And Jonas starts to cry, and that's where we end the chapter. Very sad scene, very rough. I just want to say this is the third series in a row where we lost a cool person in the first book. Motherfucker. Anyway, join us for the next one. Scylla's struggling with the events that have happened, and she does her best to make it right. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 55. So we've lost Elias, and of course, Jonas. I'm not going to give him too much shit right now because it was his brother. He's in mourning. Of course, she comforts him. He tries to deal with it. He's handling it like you would. Chugga, chugga, chugga. And he goes off to be by himself. We go into the next morning. She's riding in the back of the wagon, and they're seeing the body there. And she's like, man, she's feeling bad. She's like, this man sacrificed himself, you know, was my price. And she's really going through it. So they get into town, not into town, and they make camp. And then she's trying to do everything she can. She's helping everybody set things up. She sets up tents. She starts to set up tents. She starts to set up the fire. She starts getting going. She's got the thing going. And Hecla comes in, and as Hecla's getting off, her prosthetic arm is all jacked up and bloody and stuff, and she's all getting mad, and she's like, hey, I got you. I'll help you out. So she's doing her best to try to make things right, and everybody is they're trying to reel because they've lost Elias, all right? And it's really how we're going. So we go through that. Everybody's working through their stuff, and then she sees a freaking Ray. Now, as Ray's trying to do something, he goes down, sits down. Oh, crap, they go get him. He's got a wound on his leg. He needs minor procedures, okay? So they're like, hey, you're going to have to sew it up. Hecla can't do it. She's got, one freaking arm and stuff. So Scylla's like, I guess I can figure it out. So she goes in and she's doing some basic, tactical combat casualty care, okay? So she's sitting there and warms up the knife, and then she's trying to distract him. So she's like, so Rainier, and she starts talking to him using his name and starts going, now we start reliving all this stuff, going through all this stuff, and she ends up sewing his leg up, and everything goes on. Now, the whole time this is happening, Ray's like, man, listen, this is your fault. You're letting her have it. And she's like, yep, and they're sewing. And basically, he's like, listen, once we get you there, we're done. We are done with you. We're done. And she's like, okay, I got you, Ray. Gets up and she walks over and she starts helping everybody else put up the tent. As painful as this may be, Elias's death is on Elias. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 56. Okay, so we start out with the walking red flag, aka Jonas. He's all up in the woods. And listen, he's allowed to be sad. He just lost his brother, okay? He's allowed to be going through the grieving process. He's a great brother. He's a shitty boyfriend and doesn't treat women right, okay? That's all I'm going to say. So he's going through that, and he's reliving everything that happened, how he was on the battlefield, how he left when he heard her scream. And when that happened, he comes running back, and that's when he saw Elias jump out to go take on a guy. And then after he hack and slag that guy, he didn't clear the left and right lanes, right? And that's where two guys went and were able to get him. That's what happened. It's nobody. Yes, you can say it's her fault because she blah, 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 blah. He didn't clear his fucking ways. I'm sorry. It happens. We go on. So he's dealing with that. He comes back into camp, doesn't know if it's super late or super early. It's dark fucking 30, okay? So he comes in, he sees Ray sitting there. Ray hands him some food. He eats, he drinks up. He's like, all right, cool. Hey, Ray's trying to console him. Hey, it was a good death. He fought hard. I'm sorry it happened. All right. Jonas is just kind of sitting there like, hey, we'll bury him tomorrow, yada, yada, yada. Goes through that. Jonas is like, fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm going to bed. So he gets up. He walks over to the wagon. Now, as he walks over to the wagon, he's going to pull out some blankets. When he pulls out the blankets, the little medallion fell. His family signet that she took off and put in. Yeah, he sees that and starts, he gets all mad and I'm strong and I break it. She did this. This is her fault. He's trying to fucking put blame on her, right? Bullshit. It ain't her fault, motherfucker. But anyway, digressing. He's mourning. He's allowed to grieve. I'm going through it, but hopefully he'll come to it. So now he goes up. He ends up going into the tent. She's laying down there sleeping. he's super mad and stuff, but she gets up on her like, hey, how you doing? Hey, let me help clean you and stuff because he's dirty. She gets some water and cleaning the man all up, being nice. And then this is me and Scylla. I don't agree, but apparently she's like, hey, you help me take my mind off my dad. Let me help take your mind off your brother. And I'm guessing they play some Olympics. Maybe they just do some cuddling. I'm not sure, but honestly, I don't know if I would do. I'm just saying, Scylla, I hope you thought this through. All right, and then from there, we kind of flash over. Ray is going through it now, right? So Ray's waking up. It's the next morning. People going through it. They're tearing. Ray's going through it. He said, this is my fault. I should have done this. I should have, this happened. It's just, everybody's fucking going through it, right? So they're up on the road the next morning. They're riding down the road. They've got the three up in the front with the wagon. It's Hecla, Gudrun, and Ray and all them. They're up with the wagon. And then Jonas and Scylla are in the back having some quiet. She's not humming and whispering and whatnot. And it's just, everybody's just trying to deal with the way it is and taking it their own way and trying to work out what happened and what it is. And that's where we're going to end the chapter. Join us for the next one. The walking red flag can suck a hemorrhoid until he chokes on it. Fuck off, Jonas. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter, what are we on? 57. Okay, so we, holy fuck balls. It's, okay, basically I'm going to make this short and sweet because Jonas fucking pisses me off. Everybody's fucking dealing with the bullshit. They're going to bury fucking Elias, right? So they bury fucking Elias. Everybody's going through it. She's trying to deal with it. Jonas is fucking sitting there kneeling at the grave. She's sitting there with him because she promised she'd help get him through it. As that goes, she walks over to get a drink of water. She takes a drink, gets a little earthy tone. Hey, I feel really kind of funny inside. Bam, passes out. The motherfucker went in, stole her leaves from fucking Ray and has now fucking schmugged her, right? He's put the leaves in the water. She's fucking out. He picks her up, takes her, and starts fucking going to Copa because he's got an idea. This motherfucking cunt bitch. I would say so many things, but my video will get pulled off the TikTok. Every single every single goddamn one of them. You can suck a bleeding hemorrhoid, Jonas, for real. Anyway, he goes take off ride because he's gonna do the family respectful and doodly-like thing, right? He's gonna turn her in for a great reward, so Jonas's fucking death is not in fucking vain. And why is this? And I've been trying to not put this in the fucking things because I think it's a cool thing. But anyway, we find out that her name is not really Scylla. It's fucking Asa Volsek. I know we said it a few times. She's supposed to be the daughter of the king and the queen, right? He thought she was fucking on the pillar when the whole revolt and the usurping thing. He said, fuck this. I'm gonna go turn her in and get rich. Fuck the Blood Axe crew. Fuck everybody else. It's about Red Flag Jonas, the little bitch-ass tit motherfucker. So anyway, they go out. They stop at some point. She's basically on the ground. Why? It don't fucking matter why, okay? But I'm going to do the honorable thing and still get you to Copa because I said I would. But I'm going to turn you in. And that's what this fucking chapter is. They're riding to Copa. Ray, I swear to God, I hope you manage to get there some way, quick, fast, in a hurry, and mollywop his head off, that fucking miserable bastard. Anyway, join us for the next one. Fucking Jonas. He's level 7 showed. Locked in. I said it before, I'll say it again. Jonas can suck a bloody hemorrhoid. He turned her in. He really fucking did it. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter, I think we're on 58. Yeah, 58. Fucking crap. I don't even know where I'm at because of fucking Giannis's bitch ass. Anyway, he fucking turned her in. He actually turned her the fuck in. So she wakes up, she's in a cell. We hear the drippity drip, drip, drip. It's a volcanic ash type stone. She hears a female's voice down like what the fuck has happened? Oh my God, it's really happened. The only good thing is now, since he did kind of drug her, Carol Ann, also known as Saga, has come back, right? Has come back and is kind of helping her out. So she's not so lonely anymore. So at least that's something, I guess, right? So she's like, fuck, this bitch really turned me in. All right, I got to figure some shit out. And then as she's working that out, some fucking guards come over, a tall one and a short one, like, evening meal. And she's like, how long I've been here? And blah, 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 blah. And she's like, I want to speak to the manager. And the boss, like, I want to speak to Jonas. And like, you ain't coming, bitch. And they're like, hey, you better only yes or fucking no, or you best not know what's good for you. And she's like, whatever. And then kind of passes out and they fucking bounce out. She wakes up a little bit later and like the other chick in the cell is like, hey, you listen to them. And she wakes up all raspy, like, where's Jonas? Where's Jonas? And the guards are like, shut the fuck up, drink. The commander's she's going through detox right now, y'all. And they're like, listen, you're going to piss the commander off. This is not fucking good for you. So she's trying to come up with a plan. She even has a moment like, what would Hecla fucking do? And she's basically working on her fucking plan, right? So I don't know how we're going to get out of here, but she's got new motivation. She's working on a plan. She's got to get out of here and save her sister, Saga. Okay, so that's what she's going to fucking work with, right? That's what she's got to do. And then from there, we flash over outside to Skadra, the not a good person who needs a redemption arc. Demi! Redemption arc for Skadra. Like, she's probably going to die in some book, and I don't know what happens. Anyway, digressing, we'll figure it out. So, Skadra's like, shit. She's driving up the trail. She sees where the battle happened. Yeah, that was definitely the Blood Axe crew, yada, yada, yada. They're probably going to Copa. Ends up getting there, and the motherfucking town's shut. The fucking town's shut. Hey, guard dude, let me in, merchant. You ain't getting in. She's like, all right, they locked down. I know why they motherfucking locked down. She does her little Skadra, like, finds the fucking free will. Hey, guard, come down, let me in. So he comes down, merchant, what the fuck? Shut up, bitch, gets in. Hey, where's the girl that this is all about? Oh, over at Eastern Garrison. Take me there. All right. Walks over there, and now Skadra is fucking... Is this her redemption arc? I don't know. But Skadra's like, I can't let her be in jail because I got to be the one to deliver to the motherfucking queen. So I don't know what's going to happen. Skadra's got a plan. She got a twinkle in her motherfucking eye. Jonas is a bitch of a red flag. Ray and the rest of their crew is gone. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Join us next time, folks. Okay, so we're going to fucking Ixnay fucking Jonas, right? Jonas is little bitch ass. We're going to find a way to get rid of him, and we're going to add this new meta girl, Meta, whatever her name is, and she's going to join us, and then we're going to be part of the Blood Axe crew. I like that. That's what I think needs to happen. Today, Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 59. All right, so we're in the cell. Fucking Scylla wakes up, and fucking Giannis's bitch ass finally shows up. He's sitting on a stool, and basically, he's a fucking bitch. He's a bitch, nothing but a bitch, and always will be a bitch. He's a level 7. At this point, I might as well just make him an Omega level chode. I don't think there's any coming back from this. He kidnapped her, drugged her. Voices, what do you think? I'm cool with making him an Omega not redeemable chode, but we could just max him at 9 in case there is a slight redemption. But me and Timmy here, we say Omega chode, but we'll take guidance from you. Anyway, he basically says, it doesn't matter. I don't give two fucking lamb fucks about you, Scylla. You ain't shit but a fucking money to me, and I don't care. Basically is what he says. Shut the fuck up. You're not dishonorable. You just shut the fuck up, yo. I hope these flags get shoved up your ass sideways, and then you sit and fucking rotate. Anyway, digressing. Fictional character TikTok. Don't worry about it. Jonas says, fuck it. I'm out. I've never seen you again. I don't give two shits. He's waiting for his money from the queen. All right. And then he bounces out, and then we meet Mata, Matey. I don't know. This female, she been down there, and basically her story is her family owns a little food store. One of like them street carts, and then some guards. Clenary went there to eat. They wanted it free. She said, fuck you, bitch tits, you gotta pay. They said, fuck that shit. Came, picked her up middle of the night, arrested her. But she been sitting there keeping her mouth shut. Even though she got no magic, we find out that the Clenary, they'll string anybody up and say that they're Galdry just to meet a quota and whatever. But basically, if you shut up, they'll let you go because they can just use you over and over. But if you make trouble, they're going to put you to the pillar. And then she also gives some information about when the commander comes in, you just got to tolerate. So I believe there's some unwantedness during those interactions. I'm not really sure, but that's what it sounds like from there. And that's how we go with chapter 59. Shit is not looking good. All right, here we go. One more chapter coming up. Hey, Ray. Hey, Ray. Hey, Ray, Ray. Ray Ray gets to Copa. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, Road of Bones, chapter 60? 60, yeah. So Ray gets to Copa. We find out Ray Ray's been to Copa before. He knows everybody, okay? He knows the Jarl and the Jarl's son. He used to hang out with and let me in, please. They're like, you can't come in. He's like, but I know peeps. You don't know fucking shit. You're not allowed in. He's like, I bet. Hey, merchant dude. Yeah, no, ain't nobody come in. They let some redheaded chick in. What did you say? A redheaded girl? That's not good. All right, Ray thinking. Ray leaves. Ray's like, I remember when I was a kid, you know, I knew the little secret entrance. All towns got secret entrances and exits. You just got to know where they are. So anyway, the town was made by ancient magic stone mason carpenter type people, right? So anyway, as we find out, that was part of the world building of the Copa. Anyway, he finds like the old silly trail to sneak in and stuff, and he gets into town. Bum. There's fucking guards there, and the guard's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, you know what's up." And all of a sudden, there's not one, not two, not three, not four, not 22 fucking guards. He's like, oh shit. They're like, drop your weapons. He's like, all right, chill. He throws his sword down and he's like, so, what's the dealio? And I'm sitting here going 20 and you just chill? Wait a minute. And he's sitting here going like, oh yeah. Hey, talking about the girl. They start giving the information. The fucking the captain comes up. And all of a sudden, Ray throws his shit down. He's like, so why you got the girl? What the fuck? How do you know about that? Get him. And Ray goes, hell no. Super Ray. Ray's a Galdry. Not only is the Galdry, he's the Slattery they've been looking for. What did you say? This motherfucker pulls out some Shadow Daddy move. Fucking Shadow Talents come. And they grab 21 of the 22 guys. One guy manages to leave, ends up grabbing the captain. More power! They start dropping like flies. He's like, all right, tell me what's up, Captain. Yeah, we got the girl. They're going to keep her here. Commander Valif, he's a chode. He's a bitch. They're going to put her on a boat and send her to fucking Sunvlick. Holy shit! Ray's Galdry. Ray, I want to introduce you to this fucking chode-ass guy you know is fucking Giannis. He's a bitch tits, and we need to deal with him. Oh my crap! We finish this book tomorrow, Sunday. Join us live brunch. See you then. No to the walls. Commander Valken sucks Scylla's balls today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 61. Okay, literally, that was the song in my mind that Scylla was singing. But anyway, let's get into it. So Scylla's got to go meet Commander Volf, right? So she's standing out in front of the doors and she sees like this little swirly pattern and she's just kind of tracing it, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, they knock on the door and they put her in the room with fucking Commander Volf, whatever, this dude straight to Omega level Cho, do not pass go, do not collect 200 Solara, or whatever the fuck their money is, right? Don't collect shit, bitch. Anyway, so he goes in there and they start having a conversation, right? He puts some food down in front of her and it's some sweet rolls. And you know Scylla and them sweet rolls, baby, she fucks them shits up. And she gonna regret that shit later. But anyway, digressing. So we start going, and basically Commander Volf is giving the information like, hey, the Queen's sending a ship for you. We're gonna fucking take you there and they're gonna fucking do some tests on you and shit. She's like, what? And he's like, yeah, you're gonna move all fucking test subject and shit. Matter of fact, testing has already started. She's like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, well, you notice and her arms start to glow and shit. She's been schmugged again. Yep, they put some more leaves in her. These times, it's not like the Scourge leaves that suppress her magic. These like amplify her magic, okay? So it's more like a sativa than more of an indica, you know what I'm saying? They got her hyped up. Okay, so she starts going, and the commander's like, and then all of a sudden, they start to get a little tussle. It starts getting crazy. Commander Wolf, he trying to do whatever the fuck Commander Wolf want to try to do, you know what I'm saying? Okay, he's, matter of fact, I forgot to say, they put her in a red dress, like a little sleazy red dress. What is her in red? We got the red cape, we got the red dress. I don't know, but I guess she likes red. So anyway, yeah, I forgot to mention that. So Commander Wolf, he trying to get a little bit handsy and shit at this point, right? Now Scylla, she is like, what the fuck would Hecla do? What would Red Red do? She trying to struggle and fight and elbow, doesn't really kind of work. You know what I'm saying? So Commander Wolf ends up getting on top of her, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna take a little memento, and mollywops off some of her fucking, just jeets her hair, and she looks up and she sees these tapestries. They're all woven with hair and blondes and reds and browns, and she's like, what the fuck? This shit's going on. And all of a sudden, as she's trying to struggle, he's just like, listen, you don't have to be in pristine condition, motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, he's an asshole, okay? Omega level chode, you see what I'm saying? So as she's doing that and she's trying to struggle and he's choking her, and all of a sudden she looks in his eyes and he kind of loses it for a second. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody might be like pulling a thread or two. Man, I thought there was a chance. Oh, anyway, digress, and we'll get there. So as she sees that opportunity, because he kind of goes limps and lets go, she fucking struggles free. And as she's trying to struggle free, all of a sudden he comes back, grabs her ankles, and she's like, oh no, I can't get free. And then she turns around, right? And there was this bust of fucking, I think it's King Ivar, right? She takes that motherfucking bust and she's whack-a, boom, and then takes it and fucking throws it at him. Whack-a, he's fucking out. Done. Fucking like a brain matter outside. Once again, this book likes to bring the insides to the outsides. So that happens, and then all of a sudden you hear, Commander, are you in there? And she's like, oh shit, I gotta motherfucking go. Oh, where I go? I can't go to the wall. To the window. So she motherfucking comes, jumps out the motherfucking window, right? And as she's scaling down, she's like, oh, I motherfucking made it. And then all of a sudden you hear, boof, the door open up. Oh shit! They're like, oh my God, she's escaping that way. She takes off front. What do I do? What do I do? She's like, oh shit, wait, Dragon's Inn. I gotta go to fucking Schmeckelnut's house. Sigrigum's, I can't pronounce his name, I'm sorry. So I gotta get to his house. It's the house next to the Dragon Inn with the blue shutters. And she starts taking off running down the road. But what we realize here is well, I don't know if she realized it, at the very end, there's a black hawk. I don't know why, because we don't see much of it again, but I think it's going to come back. A black hawk is following her. I don't know what the fuck it means, but anyway, join us for the next one. So, Skadra, I might have been a little bit wrong about her. Today on Wise Beyond the Stories, Road of Bones, chapter 62. Okay. Friggin' Scylla's running. She's trying to find the blue shutter house next to the Dragon Inn. She walks up and, remember, she's in a red dress. Her arms are glowing and she's kind of running, trying to hide them. So she's kind of running. She doesn't look, I'm not trying to be mean, but she looks a little whorish, right? I'm just saying. It's not a bad thing, but people in this town apparently don't want to help her out. So she asks a guy like, hey, where's the Dragon Inn? And he's just like, what? And she's, please, I just need to know. So he's like, here, you go down that way, around the corner, take a left at Albuquerque, yada, yada, yada. Thanks, bet. Boom! She takes off running. Da, 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 da! She's at the house with the blue shutters. Woo! It looks like we made it. Scylla's not the same woman from a month ago when she left the town, and now she's traveled up the road of bones and had to murder people, and she's escaped freedom. Bitch, it ain't gonna be that easy. You know it for sure. She knocks on the door. Very nice. Hello, it's Skadra. Hello, little Galdry. What the fuck? Of course, then we gotta flash over to fucking Ray Ray. Ray Ray, or as we're gonna call him now, Smoke Daddy. Okay, Ray Ray's a badass. He went through, damn, my glass is dirty. He went through like 21 people, right? He kind of looks around, he's listening, he looks, he finds Commander Val's fucking window and shit, right? He looks up there, and he hears people saying, no, Val's dead. She's gone and escaped. He's like, oh, shit. She got away. Cool. Bet. What would Scylla do? Scylla likes to run into the woods. So he fucking goes and takes off deep into the motherfucking woods. That's what Ray Ray's doing, okay? Also, at this point, after it happens, Ray Ray's very drained of his Galdry magic. He reaches into his pouch and he gets this green noodly-like type thing. I don't really know. A green noodle, and he eats it and apparently gives him a little power charge. So I don't know if it's the same stuff that they put in her food or not, but that made sure we had to read about that. And then he goes off back into the woods, right? And then we flash back over to fucking Skadra and Scylla, right? And basically they're talking, and Skadra's like, listen here, bitch, you fucked up my life, okay? And this is what's gonna happen. The queen wants you. I'm gonna use you to get back to the queen. And zib-zab-a-zoo, and she's like, cool, but don't hurt me. She's like, nah, you ain't gonna live. What did you say? She's like, yeah, you are way too much trouble. So I got this little like magic vial here, and it has like, I don't know what it's exactly called, but it's like nanites and shit in there. It's like little magic things, right? And she gonna make you consume this. It's gonna suck up all your Galdry blood, and then I'm gonna schmeckle you and take your blood and I guess drink her blood, and that'll give her the power. That's fucking, I was so fucking far off with Skadra, dude. I thought she was gonna come good. Like, hey, Miss Winters, I know I said redemption arc. Yeah, you can delete that. Throw that shit in 86, that shit. Like, yeah, that was I was dumb. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, anyway, digressing. Scylla's like, fuck, I don't know what to do. Well, I guess we gonna have to kind of fight and shit, so I don't want to do it. I'm not going to take your magic nanos and take my magic. And there's a struggle, and fucking Scylla's like, ah, and she fucking like pushes her with her Galdry magic, right? And knocks her down. And then she's like, I got to think fast. Jumps on her. And there was a divider in the back of the house where they found skidamarinky dink all schmeckled and stuff. And when she knocks out, there's like a divider made of birch. And she grabs the birch and stabs him in the armpit, and another stabby, and then stabby, and then takes the vial and breaks the vial, and I'm free at last! Ha! Scylla is definitely not the person she was a month ago or at the beginning of this book, 2 weeks for us, whatever this stuff is, right? So Skadra's, fuck that bitch. I was so wrong about her. And then Scylla's like, all right, it's time to leave. And then Skadra's like, no, please don't let me die by myself. And Scylla's like, I guess not. So she walks over there and gives her Hivrit and says, I'll be here while you walk the stars until you pass. And Skadra's like, you see what they made us do? Like, bitch, no, you chose to be a bitch. I was rooting for you. Fucking, you kind of deserve what you got, bitch. I'm just going to keep it real. All right, cool. And then she's like, all right, well, I guess I got to go. It's time to get the fuck out of here. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I got to do it because I can't stay here. And she walks outside and she's surrounded by fucking Clanary. Are you fucking kidding me right now? I don't know. Join me for the next one. Scylla runs through town right into Ray. Scylla running from the Clanary. She needs love from Ray. Yeah! I don't know where I was going with that. Today on Wise Beyond the Story, A Road of Bones, chapter 63. Wow, what a fucking ending. But before we get there, she's running from the Clanary. They're fucking chasing her. She's running. Barefooted like a motherfucker. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's running. Now, as she's running, she sees a little patch of green, and she's like, I'm gonna go that way. It looks like a little mini forest or some shit. So she fucking takes off running that way, like, boom, cutting like an NFL receiver, right? Barefooted and shit. She running, and all of a sudden, yeet, she's fucking grabbed. But it's okay. It's okay. It's Ray. Oh my God, Ray, you beautiful motherfucking sultry. This motherfucker. Anyway, so this guy, he grabs her and he's like, shh, hide. And he got her covered up and he's like, it's okay, sunshine. I got you. And the Clanary, they're fucking running around and talking. He's like, shh, we'll be all right. I got you. And then he's like, all right, they fucking leave. And then first thing he does, are you okay? Have they hurt you? And he's like, where does it hurt? What's wrong? And she's like, no, I'm good. It's not my blood. All my insides are on the insides. My insides haven't become the outsides. We're good. And he's like, all right, cool. Let's get the fuck up and out of here. I know the secret tunnel, secret passage, right? So anyway, he gives her a fucking piggyback ride. So now they're piggybacking through the woods, and they're kind of like hiding because the Clonary are still searching, but Ray Ray is super sneaky. And then they go to a little river, and then they get across a little river park, and then they come to where Ray Ray decided to become Shadow Ray, okay? And where he, all the 21 peoples, and she's like, it's like melted wax faces and shit. It's like somebody turned the heater on in the wax museum, and everything's nasty and oozy and squelchy and shit. She can't roll in, choking up some dinosaurs, puking ready. Anyway, so they get through that, and then they get out in the woods, and then he's like, all right, cool. Now that we're here, and we're motherfucking safe. Oh, as they were going through there, I forgot, it was funny. As she's looking at the melted wax and shit, she's like, oh, it must be the sultry. And Ray Ray's like, yeah, probably, whatever. Just so nonchalant, like, hello, Scylla, light bulb, you should have known. Anyway, digressing. So he gets into the woods and he's like, okay, cool. Again, how are you okay? I know you were Commander Vault. Did anything happen? Like, he understands what's going on. And she's like, no, I didn't get that far. And explains, and he's like, all right, cool. And then he starts to go into this, hey, Scylla, I apologize. I said some fucked up ass shit to you. None of this shit was ever your fault. We agreed as a crew, okay, especially with Elias, like, we agreed as a crew. We're warriors. We knew about this. It's a risk. So she's like, nah. And yes, thank you, Ray, for being such a good guy, unlike fucking Chodas. I swear, people, Chodas, that motherfucker. Wow. Okay, anyway, digressing. So he's like, I'm going to take care of you. She's like, I don't know what to do. Copa was safe, but the contact, everything. He's like, don't worry, I got you. We're going to go to Nordura. It's like up Norfura. They're going Norfura and farther up north. And then there's a place. And he's like, listen, Scylla, you and me are more alike than you actually motherfucking realize. And I promise I'm going to make sure you stay safe. And she's like, oh, wow, cool. Like, where's everybody at? And they're like, well, they're in a town up here. And they're trying to get new recruits. We want you in the Navy with the, oh, sorry. Okay, I'm a singy guy today. Anyway, so there, and she starts to feel bad again. And then the writer's like, listen, it's not you. It happens, okay? It is what it motherfucking is. I bet. So they're going, and he's like, hey, you can hum if you want to. I don't hum. Shut the fuck up, bitch. You be humming. And then she starts thinking about the stuff. And of course, they're talking about horrors and like, you're going to fucking slowly you've already started taking the horse from it's a real cool conversation. And Ray's just getting her to feel comfortable. Scylla says she doesn't hum and get ready. They're walking along the trail. Ray and stoic and shit, taking care of her. We got Scylla sitting there, comfort, relaxed, safe. She understands safety now. It's a feeling, it's a place. It's not at a place, it's a feeling, it's with a group of people. Safety is a people, okay? And so she feels safe and she starts humming and singing. What a good fucking book, but don't worry, we got the fucking epilogue coming up. Join us for that. The epilogue of Saga. Wow, way to end the book there. Okay, epilogue was a little longer than I'm not used to many epilogues, but we learn about Saga Volsik. That's Scylla's sister. Okay, I thought that's Carol Ann. Carol Ann's fucking, my bad, yo. You seem really legit. I'm sorry, your ghost figure seems like a little whiny bitch. But anyway, we learn about the real life Carol Ann. Her name's Saga Volsik. That's Scylla, aka Asa Volsik. Okay, hey, this is all what we learn in the whole book, right? And now she's living with Queen fucking Saggy Tits, Signy, right? Who's is a bitch. She's a bitch. Now, the nursemaid or whatever comes and gets Saga, and she's like, you gotta go talk to the Queen. And the Queen's like, sit down, let's fucking talk. Real bitchy type woman here, right? Saggy Tits, the Queen. Excuse me. So she's like, hey, listen, we're gonna make an alliance with these fucking, with these people that make silk, the people that make this fine silk, and you're gonna marry a guy named Björn. Get it? Got it? Good. And she's like, what the fuck? Whatever. No, this is not good, right? So as she starts to fucking leave, she starts to leave, and she's kind of like hanging out on the wall. She hears the Queen talking to the guards, saying her sister, Scylla, aka Asa, has escaped. She was like, wait a second, my sister's alive. I didn't know my sister alive. Hold up, wait a minute. I have a new purpose now. I'm gonna find a way to escape and find my sister. Now, if you remember when fucking Scylla, aka Asa, was in the motherfucking prison cell, she had the little girl. I'm gonna find my sister. So now we have two sisters that are on their way to find themselves. They got like a new mission and purpose. So that's really cool. So that's how we end out this book with that cool little epilogue, and we learn about Saga. I tell you what, I think I was gonna like a woman. Well, that was never mind. I don't know where I was going with that. I was gonna try to dig myself out of that fucking Skadra hole, but I'm gonna accept that one. I was fucking wrong. Anyway, great book. You should read it. Keep an eye out for my complete non-spoiler review. Anyway, thank you, folks.